So, you really want to go through the trouble? Fine. Easy mode too much? Here's my special. Sucks to be you. I'm always ready for a fight.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Sets here on Capcom Fighters on the Monday night. You know the drill, you know what we love to do. We like to pit two beautiful people into the ring in a first to 10 exhibition with interviews on both sides. The banter, the GGs, the questioning, we bring it all here. I'm going to be your host once again tonight, Jammerz, and of course, to join me in these lovable conversations outside of our guests are my two, they're the ESL combo as they like to call them, aka my minions. They're back and they're ready to talk some business. Gentlemen, how are we feeling tonight? Veggey, you're looking beautiful as always today.
Oh, you think so? Nah.
He is
You're making me
very beautiful.
I think you're just trying to make up for that comment before we went live where you said I was balding, which I found very strange. But other than that, I'm feeling really good. I'm excited. We have two tournaments to talk about today, both a Karian win and a Fang win, and two different kinds of tournament. So I think this is gonna be a good one, especially considering the matchup we're having. Not very common. Not a matchup we see a lot of.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, some people argue that these are like low-tier characters, both of them, so we'll see.
I mean, be careful where you say Zangief is low tier because a certain country in the eastern side of the world might look at you a bit differently.
That is very true.
They might look at you a bit differently. Well, I mean, look, we are going to have a very interesting matchup as the gentleman here alluded to. So, Richard, you mind rolling the fight card so that people can be reminded as to what we're going to be watching tonight? As Veggey said, it's one that we rarely see on the show or just in general. And one thing we've tried to do in recent weeks is definitely pit some amazing players together, but also let's pick out some characters we don't normally see. On your screens, ladies and gentlemen, we did advertise it right after the CPT for France, Spain, and Portugal did conclude yesterday, and we are going to be having this happen in a couple of minutes. We'll put up the schedule shortly as to how the show runs in general. But it's going to be Drdannypham tonight going up against Sevelei, one of the only Lucias, and a very interesting one at that. I've been watching this guy for quite some time. So it was very good when this person got recommended to me as to come on the show, and I said, yeah, let's bring him on. And of course, Drdannypham, well, he was the originator of, or one of the originators in terms of FGC fitness. Was that right, Veggey? Am I mistaken in that?
FGC, hashtag
that is
FGC is from the Drdannypham fam.
There you go. So we are definitely going to be having an interview with these guys and chat to them about the respective characters. Obviously, Drdannypham's going to get questioned about fitness and whatnot in general from the gents. It's going to be very interesting in general. And okay, we're going to transition into this straight away. First of all, an offline event did happen. I don't know what it stands for. It could be cupcakes, eclairs, and oranges, whatever you want to call it. It happened in Florida. I'm kidding. It was a community effort Orlando. It was back and it made its offline return. This was actually a very interesting event. I couldn't catch all of it myself because I was doing the CPT online for France, Spain, and Portugal. But what I saw from the crowds and how I saw the entrances and what people were talking about on social media, it looked like everybody had a great time. And as you can see, there is your Street Fighter 5 champion there, Mono from Puerto Rico. Shout outs to Mono doing the business and letting us know that Fang is actually a formidable opponent. So firstly, obviously, because Veggey, I know you wanted to talk about this a fair bit. Fang winning an offline tournament. I mean, what are Veggey's thoughts on that?
You know, Veggey's thoughts, I mean, people often misunderstand me, by the way. I just want to say that first. For instance, just quickly backtracking to that whole Daigo comment, people just completely misunderstood my point, as I really expected. It's a little bit annoying, but you could do better at listening. People who listen and then make up bad judgments or whatever. Use your ears and then use the thing between those ears, and I'm not talking about your eyes. I think Fang winning, it's not something that makes me jump out of my seat saying impossible, because I've been thinking that with the nerfs to top tiers the last 2 seasons, because they have been nerfed and no other character has really been buffed to like take their place, so there's only been general nerf of characters, while Fang has remained that kind of like annoying strong style that he always had. In addition, he gets to use that V-shift, which I feel is strong for him, as he has a lot of access to V-meter with his poisons, really building V-meter really fast. And as long as you wouldn't know which, but as long as you don't run into any of these horrid matches, should he have any, I don't see why a good player like Mono shouldn't be able to win, when I find Fang to be a strong character. I don't understand why I would say he's not strong. It's like he's been growing slowly and everyone else has been declining. At some point they must meet, is what I think. Mono, not taking anything, like, that was a very great like performance, and I'm really happy for him.
What a comeback.
Yeah, he's
an
unsung hero, kind of.
He had the family support there as well. He had tons of support.
That was
there.
amazing.
And I mean, look, Mono's been doing damage for the vast majority this year, right? Intel World Open. He didn't win it, but I think he came like a second or third or fourth. I can't quite remember the positioning. Obviously, he almost qualified for the CPT through his respective region as well. And again, coming back, he got invited to the Kumite, but coming back to offline, he wins CEO. Yeah, and again, there was a lot of players there. Nephew,
that's big.
Chris T, Chris G, Punk as well. Dr. African was in the top 8. Shouts to Dr. African as well. So it was like there was a lot of difficult matchups and uphill matchups, because I feel for Fang it's like he can be very annoying and incessant with his pressure, but there's still too many uphill battles, at least from a commentator's perspective anyway. So it is going to be interesting about that. Oh, okay. Do you know what? Right, we're gonna show you the schedule now. I'm not going to show you the schedule later, but my stream team says let's just show it now and get it out of the way. But this is how the schedule of the show pans out in general. We have the Street Fighter general talk in general. You can see the respective time zones for you: the PST, the GMT, PST, and GMT. In terms of if you use a 12-hour clock or a 24-hour clock, that's what happens. And then we have the guest talk, and then after that, the first to 10 begins. If you only want to stick around for the first to 10, then come back in a couple of minutes, or should I say in about 20 minutes or so, because there is a time when it comes back on my face. There is a time at the top left screen, I think, top left side of the screen. That goes. That's when the first to 10 is going to be happening. But of course, we're going to be like rinsing this schedule out, so you guys. Oh, it's up there. Right. There you go. So
wow.
It's right up there.
Position.
But we're going to do that anyway. But yes, once again, congratulations to Mono. And I mean, it was another thing as well. It's like, I think it was the Fang player, what's his name? FGC Jesus. He tweeted out, learn the matchup, and a lot of people said no.
Oh, yeah. No, and I wanted to say, but I don't want to jump in on, because I am really happy for Mono's win. I've been watching for some time, so I didn't want to say anything to FGC Jesus for that tweet, but I thought it would be funny to say, what's to learn about being -2? It's like,
yo,
tough luck. I'm -2. What am I gonna do?
That's crazy, dude. That is crazy. But you know what? It was a very interesting, and it's good that like a character that we have seen over the years, but that community, again, they're very tight-knit community Fang players, and they're all the Fang players you're gonna bump into. Fang reminds me of DJ, to be honest with you. It's something that you're not really going to practice, but when you go up against a Fang or a DJ player, they're going to hit you with some stuff. And you're probably going to get annoyed, and that they want you to get annoyed because of your lack of knowledge and what they can do and the toolset they have in general. So, but speaking of Fang, we did have another Fang feature in the online CPT, but he didn't win. Veggey Patch didn't win. Shouts to Veggey Patch. We did have another qualification spot, has been concluded, and it goes to our young French prodigy, Kills You. This guy is one of the best players from France, and it's not even his main game. He is a professional Pro Evolution soccer player, and he just plays Street Fighter on the side, but he got much more competitive, and he had tons of help from guys like Hurricane, Akainu, Luffy, all of the above, even Mr. Crimson as well. And he played over the weekend out of his mind, had an excellent bracket, had an excellent day, and you will be seeing him at the Cup. Another young player to qualify for the Cup, but also, and Veggey, I know you're going to love this stat, it is the 4th Karin in the Cup. How do you feel about that? If it wasn't Rashid, it was going to be somebody else. And what better character to give it to than Karin?
I think that Karin is obviously very good, but if I'm to have a top tier character, I would rather fight against a character like Fang, or Karin or Guile, than playing against a character like, let's say Fang was like a top 5 character. You couldn't.
Yeah.
What would you do then? Like, let's say fighting against Rashid, these characters is a lot more frustrating than just losing to someone pressing buttons better than you. So I think Karin is a good character. I've said it before, good character to have as a top character, because she plays in a way that, even though it's very strong, you can always find places to improve on your losses that weren't just like messy, guessy situations. And same with Guile. I like that Guile is top now too, because I think Guile's current design is great. He's in a very good position. I don't want them to make him any worse, because he's strong, but he's in a spot where it's fun to play against him, even though he's great. It's kind of like the way that Karin, Akuma, and Guile, these 3, I think, are really well designed top tiers at the moment. That's just my personal opinion. I don't know about what you guys think.
Okay.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, Olvaha, what do you think about 4 Karins being in the Cup now?
Well, it's not anything surprising, honestly, because I feel like, in general, a lot of strong players tend to gravitate towards characters like Guile, and they tend to gravitate towards characters like Karin because they're strong in the neutral, they have really solid tools, and I don't think, for example, Karin doesn't really rely on V-Trigger. I don't really think Guile relies on V-Trigger as well. I feel like they're also characters that don't really rely on the V-Trigger in that sense. Like, they have a very good balanced overall set. So that's, I think, what is one of the big things about these characters.
Interesting take there. But as you can see, these are the players that are qualified for Capcom Cup. Killzu is the latest person to qualify for the finals there. Like we said, there is 4 Karins, I believe. It is Punk, it is Rob TV, it is Robinho, and it is Killzu. Obviously, when we were doing the tournament over the weekend, shouts to Blue Coast, the stream team did say 5, but that's because they were including Margot, but he qualified using Cammy, and he is using a lot of Akira. So if he does bring the Karin back, I'll be very surprised. But again, a lot of double ups, and I did say this to the Street Riot. Shouts to Matt Edwards. I was telling him this yesterday. I said, look, Guile's been knocking on the door for about the past 4 tournaments now in terms of trying to be the 3rd guy to qualify, because we do have Iguchi and Daigo, but we've had I Am Schwan almost do it. We've had Akainu almost do it, and I can't remember the other region where we had a Guile knocking on the door, but it is definitely... We are starting to see the doubles and the triple ups in terms of characters, but there's still, I think it's still about 4 or 5 more spots. If my stream team will bring up the schedule for the remaining tournaments, because I know there is the Midwest 2nd tournament happening this weekend, and then the second and final one for the UK and Ireland will be happening in just under 2 weeks as well. So that's going to be an absolute bloodbath. Hopefully you can tune into that one. But yeah,
no Karin's going to win that one though, right?
Huh?
No Karin's gonna win that one though, right?
I mean,
I forgot. There is a dark horse.
One step late is in the bracket.
He can dark horse that.
I actually don't know if any of our usual competitors are going to bring out a pocket Karin. I highly doubt at this point. But
Jammerz, do you agree that judging character strength solely based on qualifications right now isn't necessarily as good as during a regular season, since it like depends on what's in that region?
Yes, I can see the angle you're coming from. I definitely felt we would have had more Rashid and Guile. We would have, and you know what? We would have had a different set of Karins. So Karin's still there, but it would have been a different set. So you probably would have had your Bonchan. Punk would have still been there. I'm pretty confident Rob TV would have made the qualification as well. and we would have had probably like 1 or 2 more. But again,
Like Venom.
yeah, Venom definitely would have got in there as well. So it's definitely a case of, like, I think we just would have had a different set entirely. But yeah, that is the remainder of the schedule. We actually come into the near the end of 2021. It is flipping December. We're like, where did this year actually go?
Where did all this time go?
I actually don't even know where this year went. But yeah, we are in December right now. There's 2 more tournaments. There will be one this weekend and the following weekend with North America, Canada, Midwest, as well as the United Kingdom and Islands 2. And then in January, it will be the final 3 tournaments of the regular season. Central America East 2, North America, Canada East 2, and Japan's 4th and final spot to try and qualify for the Cup. Do not forget there will be an LCQ for the Capcom Cup 8 finals as well. Pretty damn interesting. We had some great Street Fighter 5 action over the weekend, and there's still plenty more to look forward to. But yeah, again, we've had surprise characters featuring top 8s and win tournaments, and we've had our usual suspects still reigning supreme in their respective areas, as you were talking about, Veggey, as well. But I mean, I'm just curious to see as to what the final 6 characters will be. You know, are we going to get probably Problems Bison? Are we going to get Hurricane's Cammy? Is Infectious going to qualify? Is someone else from the UK going to qualify? Who knows, right?
That qualifier is so I'm so excited
crazy.
because it's gonna be it's gonna be a lot of salt and hype. You're just gonna love that qualifier.
Right, and then even then, there's still Idom has yet to qualify, but Arturo is a very good contender to stopping Idom from qualifying. So we could get another Dalsim. So it's like, it's very hard to call with some of these region-locked events. But speaking of regions, we do have our 2 guests from the West Coast in the waiting room. They have been waiting for a little while, and we were having some interesting discussions prior to the stream going live. But what we want to do is we want to bring them into the call, and we're going to have an interesting discussion, find out their origins, find out why they're playing these weird characters, and talk about some more stuff regarding. So, if the gentlemen can hear me, or they can hear my stream team in the back, unmute your mic so we can have this lovely conversation. So, let us get to the interviewing phase, the pre-match interview for this first to 10. So, do I have, Drdannypham and Sevelei, can you both hear me loud and clear?
Yes.
There's one.
What's happening?
Hey, there you go. We got both of them. So, gentlemen, thank you so much for participating and coming down for us to have a chat with you on the show. Because obviously, and also big shouts to Chris T, because me and Chris T have been talking back and forth about who to bring on, and he did recommend the pair of you to come on the show. So, shouts to Chris T for making these 2 come on this show. And I just want to say, before we do get started, Sevelei, I have actually been watching you for a while because I wanted to learn Lucia a very long time ago, and you were one of the people at the top of the leaderboards at the time, so I definitely have you, and I still peep your replays on CFN every now and then. So I just want to put that out there and let you know. But yes, in this phase of the show, we like to sit down and have a chat with you guys and find out more about you and why you're sticking with these characters. But first, I do want to ask Sevelei the question of, where does your name actually come from? I need to know what does Sevelei mean and where does it come from?
So Sevi's actually my first name. Okay. And so I grew up with my Taiwanese family, and their last name is Lei. So it's kind of a mash of both.
Oh, okay, cool. Do you know what? I like that. Nice and sweet blend of the family names. And I think it's got a nice like little ring to it. It's very easy to pronounce, like Sevelei, you know what I mean? So
yeah, it flows, huh?
There you go. It's brilliant. Now, the next question I got to ask you is Street Fighter 5 related. What made you gravitate towards Lucia, and why have you stuck with her for so long now?
So when I first tried her, I just kind of vibed with all of her special moves.
Okay.
Before picking a character, I go over that and then their movement speed. I know once you get better with the character, you're faster with them, but I like to be comfortable with the base movement speed. Just really fit my style.
Okay, fair play. Now, my other question would be as well, because I have heard talks, because Lucia doesn't get mentioned like anywhere at all. When the Japanese players put up their tier lists, or 1 or 2 people bump into Lucia online, they're just like, I forgot the character in the game. So I'm just going to ask a Lucia specialist himself. Do you think Lucia is the worst character in Street Fighter 5 right now?
I don't think so.
Okay, where if you were to place her somewhere, lower mid, upper mid, like high, low tier, whatever, Where would Sevelei put Lucia in the Street Fighter 5 cast?
Probably directly mid, lower mid.
Okay, so you feel she has the tools to kind of settle with the other kind of like mid-tier characters, but nothing that will really elevate her and challenge the top tiers. Is that how you feel about it?
Yeah, I mean she can challenge, but it's just kind of a bit tougher.
Okay, fair play. Right.
Could
go
you
for
name
it.
like a couple of characters you think she's stronger than? Because you know what's interesting when people are like, oh, my character is bottom 10, top 10. Like the more interesting is like, could you name some characters you actually think are worse to kind of get an image or to get a viewpoint for me to understand like how strong you actually think Lucia is? Because saying mid is one thing, but putting it more into perspective with other characters would be interesting for me. If you have like any on the top of your head that you would just place below her.
It's hard to say. I used to think she was pretty even with Ken until Ken got buffed this past patch.
Damn.
So that kind of Ken strength that we had like last season.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Okay, that's
And
decent.
she got a little bit better with her Oki too in the update.
Okay. Anyone else besides Ken?
It's hard to think. What was the question? What
So
characters I think are below?
who do you think Lucia is better than? Any character that's come off the top of your head?
Oh, definitely better than Alex.
Ooh, at
Wait,
this point,
wait.
Oh.
Wait. You think Lucia is better than Alex at this point in the game?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
So you either think Lucia is really good or that Alex is just really bad. It's like one of two.
Definitely better than Blanca too.
Okay,
Okay,
I can see
I can
that.
understand Blanca, yeah.
I can see Blanca. Anybody else? Just to put you on the spot again, sorry.
Yeah, it's tough on the spot. I think that's all I got right now.
Okay, no, that's fine.
So
You
she
know
might
what?
be bottom 5, maybe. Like, who knows?
Hey, listen,
Right.
Yeah, she might.
he blew Sevelei, you blew my mind when you said Lucia might be better than Alex. You actually
And
blew
a
my
question
mind.
regarding Lucia as well.
Go for it, please.
So, Sevelei, what is your go-to setup with regarding V skill and V trigger for Lucia? Is it something that you mostly base your play around? Is it like something that is pretty much the same every time, or does it really depend on the matchup?
I stick with the same every time.
Okay, and what is it?
V skill and V trigger one.
Okay.
Do you know what? Speaking of V skills, do you think Lucia's V skill 2 just has no place in the game?
Yeah, it's useless.
Wait, what is it?
It's basically she kind of gets like an overhead attack that isn't an overhead, and then she gets to run in your face. When she does the run, she kind of does this knee that you can crouch block. So there's no real variant to it. If that's a good way to articulate it, Sevelei, would you say that's a good way?
Yeah, and you can't get any damage off of it. Even on hit, you're just +2, so it's like another guess.
Okay.
It's just not worth it.
I love how everyone was like, what was the V skill 2 again?
Listen, that's how you know it's pointless. It's a pointless V skill, or something's pointless in the game if Danny can't remember it. Danny's been playing this game for quite some time, so. But,
That's a good point.
But yeah, I mean, moving on. Veggey, you got any questions for the gents you want to ask?
Yeah, I have one more for Sevelei before we kind of go over to whatever's left of Zangief.
Yeah, go for it.
I'd like you know when you go
Wow.
like, you did touch in on it earlier, but so the question might not be as relevant as it would be if it was posed maybe to a different person. But when you go for one of these new characters, because she's a DLC, right? She came later into the game, and then you realize that okay, she's not really that good. What makes you, other than liking her specials, what makes you want to stick with her rather than going back to your main or finding another character? What makes you want to stick with her when you realize that this is a new character I need to work a lot with and she's not really that strong?
I think I have a very specific style that I play with, and she just really, or I just really vibe with her style.
Oh.
Okay. I'm gonna ask you this on the fly. Has Luke tempted you? I think you'd be a really good Luke player, Sevelei. That's just me, though.
Oh yeah, I'm currently learning Luke right now.
Okay.
All right, there you go.
I was thinking about it. I saw when Sevelei's coming on, I said, he's playing Lucia. I said, I think he could do a lot more damage with more firepower in Luke. So, listen, if you do stick with the character, I actually can't wait to see it come to fruition, especially at the highest level of play in the West Coast. So that'll be pretty interesting. But yeah, please, Veggey, if you got any questions for Danny. Or
Yeah, let's
move on
go,
to
Danny. You know, the first time someone runs into a Japanese top player, they'll be like starstruck and they won't be able to do their thing. But one of the first things I heard about you when I got back into the scene was that you dismantled Daigo in tournament, Zangief Ryu, right? So what is your mindset going into that? Is what is your tip to other people when they're going up against their like Japanese overlord players for the first time? How did you approach that to keep playing your game?
Dude, honestly, I went there just to get his autograph. And then I literally went there just to get it. It was like the first offline event. I mean, I'm an 09er, so like I was following Street Fighter since like, you know, 09, I guess, but like I never went to any events. And Red Bull Nationals came to Seattle, so I was like, dude, this is like probably the only chance I get to meet Daigo. I'm a big time fanboy, obviously. And so I went there, and then he was doing like an exhibition or whatever, and there's like a line of 100, and my homie Chris was like piss face drunk. He's like, dude, you're fucking crazy. You're gonna dismantle this guy if you play him. He's like, I'm betting so much money. I'm like, dude, chill. So he cut the line and went up to the translator and was like, hey, can my friend play Daigo? And sure. So I cut a line of like 100 people.
Damn.
And then first game, nervous as heck. Ended up beating him, and then as soon as like I beat him one time, it clicked in my head. I was like, dude, even Daigo has to guess in this game. Like, even he has to guess. Like, you know, he probably way more experienced than me. But if I find one EX SPD, I fully 100% believe I can kill him.
Damn.
Like every single SPD I land, I literally believe in my heart that person's gonna die.
Yo.
And yeah, that's kind of how I play. And then even if I miss the next read, I just tell myself I'm setting them up for the next time. So I just kind of had that mindset going in, and then by the end of it, like I 3-0'd him. I was supposed to be a first to one, but he kept like rematching me.
Oh, listen. You know what? No. Do you know what? No, it's good that Danny brings this up. Just a little tangent here. The last time I went to Japan was in 2016, and they had in Akihabara they had the esports lounge. You could fight all the players, the mid-level, the top level, and whatever. I played MOV at the time. We played on a set that said first to one. I was playing Mika at the time. You can tell how that went. Now, when I did beat MOV, he said one more, and it's like when when they lose, they want to play you again. They don't worry, they follow the rules for the most part, but they always want to play you again when they lose. So I'm not surprised that Daigo hit rematch when he lost to your Zangief. But my next question is, why on earth have you stuck with this guy for so long? Like,
good question. Very good question.
Again, in certain parts of the world, they put him at A tier, they might put him at S tier, but over in the West, I think we don't have like Zangief like believable shutters. We've taken them off. We're just like, no, we don't believe in this guy anymore. So why has Drdannypham stuck with Zangief for so long?
Honestly, I think playing at a high level is like a true blessing. I think a lot of people have a lot of elitism towards this game, like when they talk about diamond players, platinum players. But you know, that's like a vast majority of the players out there, and Zangief has blessed me the ability to play at a not very high level, but a competitive level, to where I can enjoy the game like that. And yeah, I don't know, I just really appreciate his win condition, and it just fits my style really well. I was originally a Ken player from Street Fighter 4. Wow. I really liked, I really liked car grabbing and doing that 50-50. And then I watched Koji KOG play T-Hawk one time. I'm like, I'm actually a grappler player. So I started playing T-Hawk, and then Street Fighter 5 came out, and I played Ken for like 2 minutes. I was like, oh, he doesn't have a car grab? Okay, let me play a character with like a real grab. Yeah, and then after like literally 3 months later, I played Daigo. I was like, okay, this is definitely my character. But as far as like why I've played him for so long, I just really enjoy him. I think fighting games is something that's super unique in that player expression is almost as important as tiers. I'm not saying as important, but the tool sets is almost equivalent to how much you enjoy a character and how much work you're willing to play into it to learn all the, you know, the mastery level situations to react to. And Zangief is like a character that kind of brings that out of me. And you know, I know he's not very good. I know he's really risky to play, and I know V-Shift kind of screwed him over, but I don't know. I feel like I have like a duty at this point to show up to events and, you know, and be like, everyone forgot about this character, but there's that one annoying guy that's still freaking playing this character. And that's why I showed up at Red Bull Kumite. I wanted to be that guy. Just like, nope, I still play this character. You still have to practice this, and I want to make you guess.
I love the different reasons the both of you have provided for
It was
playing
poetic,
your characters.
poetic.
It's brilliant because it's like, again, over here in Europe, we sometimes we look at your characters and we're just like, God damn it, they are not sponsored and they do not want to compete at the highest level. But
Yeah, totally.
look, if you guys are like prioritizing, and this is very important as well, if you guys are prioritizing the fun factor over the fully competitive factor, I respect it. And again, it's one of the reasons why we brought both of you on the show. It's like, look, Danny's still playing Geef, Sevelei's having a hell of a time using Lucia, so let's show them off, right? That's fantastic. But then, Danny, I got another question for you, because you started, I actually can't remember how long ago it was now. You started the hashtag FitFGC, was that correct? Or was I got it the wrong way around?
Yes, sir. That's me.
So,
Yeah, baby.
What originally wanted you to start that as like a hashtag or a movement, shall we say, at this point? What made you start that?
I just really didn't like how gamers were viewed, just because of like kind of the lack of physical properties. Because I think when people ask me all the time, like, why do people watch people play video games? I'm like, sports can all be kind of reduced to the same thing. It's high-level decision-making under pressure, but the physical barrier is different with every game. And if you break things down like that, it's esport athletes. Well, I don't want to call them athletes because people get triggered, but esport competitive players, they do the same high-level decision-making under pressure. So I just think a very missing cog for that is like the physical aspect. And I think working out has like a little bit of stigma because, I don't know, people just assume stuff of you all the time. Like, oh my God, bro, you just lift and just chug protein. But in reality, fitness is just like, it's a very well-respected, I don't know, it's just self-discipline. And
For sure.
For
yeah,
sure.
yeah, I have no horse in the matter or horse in the race as far as like something to gain out of people doing this. Just like, dude, if you want to join kind of like a group that's just fully focused on like just self-discipline and just bettering yourself, like I'm freaking I support that. And if like I can encourage you to do that, that's freaking cool with me, you know?
Okay. Another question I have regarding that. Would you say in terms of the self-discipline aspect, because I definitely do feel working out it's a form of discipline before anything else. Yes, there'll be like physical and visual changes in your body, but I feel it starts with self-discipline. Do you feel by working out it's helped you have a better mindset towards not just Street Fighter 5 but fighting games in general? So it's like, okay, I go to the gym, 3 times a week at set periods of time and, work on my triceps, work on my back muscles, my lower back muscles, so on and so forth. Do you feel you've adopted that kind of mindset and go, all right, cool, when I play Zangief online or in tournament, I'm going to make sure I execute this, put them in the 50-50, so on and so forth. Do they have similar traits, do you feel?
Yeah, there's a lot of like interesting kind of crossover that really obsessive fighting game players and fitness kind of people have in common. It's that like it's just passion, right? Just that insistent reliability to improve all the time. Fighting game players do it all the time, right? Just like, I want to get better. Why? Because I just want to get better. You talk to any fitness person, it's just like, okay, I want to get stronger. Why? Because I just want to get stronger. And I think it pulls from the same kind of mental framework of like just discipline. I think everyone needs discipline. Everyone needs structural integrity in their life, and fitness has a lot more crossover to video games than people think. And that same obsessive need to be better at video games is easily transferable into fitness. And I'm just like, I try to tell people all the time, you just got to get started,
Okay. Do you know what? Sometimes that is the biggest hurdle for a lot of things, not even just going to the gym. It's getting started with a new project, getting started with a new job, getting started with a new character. It's just, getting started and sticking with it, the mindset. Right, we have just about enough time for one last question. Olvaha, yeah, there you go. He's got the question. You've got one more time. You've got just about time for one more, so go for it.
Yes. We asked this for Muscle Noob, so we gotta do it for you, Drdannypham. What's your favorite day at the gym?
Oh my God.
I've been working out for so long. I don't really have a favorite day anymore.
Okay.
After a while, you just kind of acknowledge your weak points. So the quote is like, polish your strengths and focus on your weaknesses. So I guess my favorite days are working on like whatever I'm weak at, which is like kind of hamstring and back. So those are the ones I'm most excited about because those are the ones like I have the most work to do.
Okay, pretty interesting.
Good answer.
Yeah, it was a very good answer. You know, we always got to put him on the spot. But gentlemen,
A lot of poetic answers today from Dr. Drdannypham. I think we should bring him on as a poet every now and then.
Hey, listen, we got the poet versus the man of few words. I'm loving this set already. But
Let's
yes,
go.
we are just
me?
about out of time. Don't worry. It is you, but I loved your answers regardless, Sevelei. But yes, we are just about to go for a break. But when we come back from the break, we're going to get these two in the lobby, and they're going to be kicking it off with that 1st to 10. So give us about 5 minutes, and when we come back, it is going to be Drdannypham going up against Sevelei, Zangief got up against Lucia. We'll see you in a bit.
Bro, I don't even care about being the best in America. I'm the best in the world.
We are here for the final event to see who wins Street Fighter League.
We are excited to come back and play.
It's gonna be the biggest showdown.
One of these two teams will be crowned.
Nasser against Alpha 3s.
If you stand in my way, I will kill you.
He's not ready for this, though. Not ready for it. You're not ready for that. This is only the beginning. We're going to week 1. The stakes are significantly higher.
Oh my God!
You're still alive. He jumped back. Oh my God! The playoff spot is in the balance.
Do you believe in fate?
Oh my God! The block.
He's doing it for his team right now.
What a slugger of a match.
I'll end you quickly.
I'll show you.
Street Fighter World Champion.
I dare you to find better Street Fighter. I dare you.
Steve. What's happening?
It's so good.
Make some noise. This is one of the best grand finals you're ever going to see.
What a set between these two.
Is it going to be Idol moving into the Capcom Cup, or will it be Punk?
It could be a fairy tale story this weekend. It's going to be the very final game. Is that going to do it? Does he find it? He does. Oh,
Kusanagi qualifies for Capcom Cup.
I done it. Oh my goodness, Logan. We going fucking Capcom Cup. Unbelievable.
Super! And there it is! NL! That's more than enough, and Nephew is your qualifier. That's gonna be it. Angry Bird solidifies his spot in Capcom Cup.
Do you believe in fate?
Turn out, there it is, just like this, and Mago is your first qualifier. Exclaiming again who he is. I am Mago.
I will fight you.
Yo, optimization! And he's done it again.
Could we really expect anything less?
Find me better Street Fighter. I dare you. It's right here. You don't even have to go anywhere. I bought it to you.
dream matchup for Street Fighter 5
Well then, let me test your skill.
Welcome back to Capcom's Sets. Every Monday, like always, and us again, me, Olvaha, and Veggey to my side. Here, we're always here. We're always gonna be here because we're the minions of Jammerz. Right now, Jammerz is doing something really important like boss business. So we, the minions, are, doing our own stuff here. Like we're dancing on the tables while he's off running, doing some very important errands. So, Veggey, first of all.
Yeah, shoot.
Yeah,
sorry.
talk to me.
You know me, I'm the minion that always has to say something when people are about to be finished. That's just me. I'm sorry. It's just the way I am. I wasn't raised that way. I just throw off people, and that's just, and I feel bad for it all the time. I'm so sorry, Olva. I'm so sorry.
I thought we had some kind of, I thought we had some synergy, man, but you just threw me off like crazy. Anyway, I was gonna ask you, brother, how do you feel this matchup goes? You play some Geef as well.
I mean, I play Geef when people in my stream chat force me to play Zangief. I don't want.
Okay.
Yeah.
First off, I'm gonna interrupt you. How many channel points does it cost for the people to request Geef on your channel?
On my channel, it's only 1,000, which I realize.
Only 1,000?
Yes, it's very low, so people keep on requesting it, and I don't understand why. Because I'm having a miserable time. The stream chat must have a miserable time. My opponent is not.
Oh.
Can't leave you for 2 minutes.
Hi, boss.
Yo, what's up, Hades?
I can't leave these two to do something just for 2 minutes. Oh my god.
Let's go.
Yo,
I like it. That was the thing I wondered in this matchup. Is Drdannypham aware that you can stand heavy kick on reaction to the charge of a fireball, or the start of a fireball? And you can sometimes get a crush counter on that. So the zoning is not really that efficient in this matchup. I was really excited to see if he had that, and you can already see it.
I'm kind of curious because, remember, Sevelei did say to us that he likes Lucia's movement and it kind of fits his style. So the kind of firecracker-like zoning, it will work. He just has to stand further out than normal. There you go. Gets the pick up into the rough chase soldier. And then get the tick grab. You got to watch out as well because, that's what you wanted.
Okay.
This is
feisty start.
That's a lot of minus on block.
No, but the thing is, it's supposed to catch you out because of Lucia's elusive movement and like quick forward dash and back dash. This style is going to catch a lot of people off guard, and because Zangief's got 1075 health, I think he's able to kind of take these hits more than most characters, and it'll be less frustrating for him. So
yeah, and especially now. Yeah, especially in a longer stage. I'm going to be interested to see how this will work out till the end.
This is the thing. I kind of think Zangief will have an easier time against a character like Lucia in a longer set. So. Oh, and remember, Drdannypham said SPD, and I feel I can win the game. Reset to running bear grab.
Let's go.
And the Siberian Express to boot. Oh, he tried to anti-air, but it was stuffed for some reason. Lariat is a really good anti-air, so I'm surprised he got stuffed like that.
I wouldn't call Larry a really good anti-air.
Nah, it's not. No, you know what? It's only good against characters with a floaty jump for cross-up, but it's mainly supposed to anti like a normal anti, so you're better off just not using it.
I see you.
It's like it's even hard to use it against moves like Jump Heavy Punch, Mika Jump Heavy Punch, because it is not very, in my opinion, not a very strong anti.
Trust me, Olvaha, we don't play this character, but we definitely think this character is dog doo-doo. Trust me.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Oh, he fights with the cross-up though.
Grab.
Risks it all on it. I like it. I mean, even there, like, he had to go. He doesn't have the walk speed to walk up for a throw, right? So it's either letting him go and starting the zone again, or SPD. Should he read it, I think that would have been the round for him. So, like a high risk, high reward in the sense that you get the kill there. Yeah, but still.
And even though like Geef is, supposedly low tier, one thing we can definitely agree on. One thing we can definitely agree on that he's very enjoyable, very exciting character to watch.
That is very true. So I sense
Oi!
nice firm.
Wait, did you check a dash with a headbutt buffered into CA and the grab will do it? There it is.
Oh, let's go. Drdannypham, Sevelei greedy though on the V shift, not wanting to pop it, use it, probably realize he might need it for the comeback, and Drdannypham just capitalizing on that.
What a way to start off this set.
So for me, what he's just shown me there is very interesting, because that is a complete counter to what Sevelei is doing as a whole. The forward dash, the run into Cyclone Spinner, the back dash. So again, I think he's got to be very alert to when Drdannypham has CA available for the headbutt cancel into CA. But yeah, for those of you who don't know, Sevelei is probably the best Lucia on the West Coast. He's been sticking with the character for the longest time, and Drdannypham is a Zangief loyalist, and he's one of the best Zangief loyalists. There's not many left. But
that is very true, and there's not a lot of Lucia players either.
All right.
But I really like that. You know, when you check with the jab, you kind of have to make that more scary by going for something like the EXSPD. You can't always just go for jab combo. You need to make that a mix-up in itself to deter that dash attack.
This is what's interesting for me. It's a game of cat and mouse, but I think, Sevelei's running into too much armor, too much jab checks into SPD. And the thing is, he's going to get stunned if he's not careful. He would have got stunned. That would have been 2-0 immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been lights out. Definitely. Lucia not the highest health, highest stun character for sure.
And I mean, I want to see some punishes from... I'll finish that later. Let's see what this mix is going to be. Nice delay, and he finds the
Nice
check this time. He's really
interruption.
ready. Finds Angie,
Dead.
light SPD.
Oh,
Yeah,
not
no.
good.
Okay.
About.
Still has one charge left of the V-Trigger 1, and that is it. 2-0. Very quick work from Drdannypham, actually. Wow.
Can I shoot in something about that V-Trigger? Because people
Definitely.
don't play Zangief and haven't played against Zangief that much. They probably don't realize that, you know, when Zangief has that activation and he wants, like he did there, he did a raw activation
Oh, he's mining.
first time. Yeah, no, you could just jump on reaction to the activation itself.
Oh,
You have a
okay,
jumping
okay.
punish on that. And that light SPD walk up into V-Trigger, you can also jump, but obviously not on reaction when he is in V-Trigger, but when he's not in V-Trigger, when he activates for the first time after a light SPD one step, you can actually punish that with a forward jump, which is crazy.
I didn't know that.
Are unaware, yeah.
That's another spinner. And here's the stand medium punch. You seldom see that, but this is looking good for Sevelei here. The problem is, Sevelei shouldn't overextend.
Nice shimmy.
Because what happens when he overextends is he's overextending into an SPD. That's his biggest problem.
I feel like if anything, if Drdannypham is gonna jump in with anything, then like the jumping medium kick, standing medium punch from Lucia can definitely work as an anti-air as well.
It's not something you want to rely on because Zangief's slow
No,
jump.
of course not.
He can definitely do like light or medium hurricane spinner. Oh wait, the throw bait with fire spinner straight to the corner and again overextended. Yeah, he's overextended. Can't do that.
Yeah,
And he's interrupting these dashes or the command runs so well, Drdannypham. Definitely on point with those.
I don't like it how he
Oh,
not every
check
time,
it.
but quite a few times, like converting into an SPD to make it scary.
Run away, run away. Don't go
Yeah,
forward.
exactly.
No, I'm literally saying this for his own good. But because all right, he hasn't got V-Trigger yet. So
2018.
Yeah, you're like his physician. You gotta run.
the reversal, legit. All right, gets the low. Now he's got to keep him here. That's punishable. That was punishable by Super. Oh my word, he was so lucky.
Oh wow, he's actually going in like that for the round though.
He
Wow.
definitely stole that one. Like Jammerz said, it was punishable with Super, but still didn't go for it.
Okay, yeah, I'm liking this. I've only seen it for 3 games, and I can already see how bad this can actually be for Lucia if Sevelei is not careful. Because again, Zangief Super 1 frame start hasn't changed at all. So if you're throwing out these throw baiting moves and moves at like -3 and such, and he's in CA range, you're in so much trouble. You gotta be careful with that stuff, and obviously pay attention as well for people at home. Is the meter usage between the two of them? Drdannypham's only really using it on the XPD or EX, what's it, the Air Siberian Express, I can't remember exactly what it's called. But
No, you mean the EXSPD in the air?
yeah, and obviously for CA, but look at Sevelei, he's using it on all, like any move he can use under the sun.
Yeah, for sure.
But you know, it is. I do think that one of the things that can make it hard for Geef is like when you keep away from him. But if you continuously run into him, he has a lot of tools to armor, jab check, and then make it a mix-up land. He gets a lot of more chances to make that SPD connect that field. So it is a style I think Drdannypham is not, like, I think he enjoys. This is what he's fighting against. What a beautiful walk-up EXSPD after the charge hit.
Even though there's a lot of talk about, oh my god.
Legit. No, that would have countered the cyclone spinner because it's a kick. Yeah, that was actually smart from Drdannypham, but even better, 2 steps ahead from Sevelei.
Oh, he went for the scoop.
That was actually a really good scoop there.
I love the flexes. Yeah. He's using that V skill so well. He definitely knows which, how many hits it's gonna be. Like, he's definitely utilizing that two points of armor.
Yeah, 2 points of armor and then
look
like
at
2
that.
once you start moving. So it's like you absorb 1, start walking, and then you get another 2, which has been like a staple of how he's gotten through these double, triple moves.
Definitely. Definitely something that is probably on Sevelei's mind.
I think
Has to be mindful about that.
Sevelei's being a bit too overzealous again, but with run gimmicks this time round, and that was unfortunate because he would have got grabbed. All these grabs that have missed from Drdannypham actually would have worked if he changed his timing, and the stun is high.
Exactly, because that's the counter timing. They're all beautiful. I think every time you see a blocked or connecting standing field, you need to applaud it because that is a risky ass move to use. And I feel like that's a really high level neutral tool to use because I mean everybody's that at this point. Yeah, nice try. I really like that.
I gotta add into the standing fears from Geef. I've gotta add into this. It's pretty scary in the corner though.
Oh, he got him right. This could be it. This actually could be it because he hasn't used V-Trigger yet. Yep, sucked him in. That's it.
Oh, that is it.
I love it.
Final drive.
I mean, at this point, should Sevelei just like, I know you can escape for free by V-shifting. Sitting onto the V-trigger all the time is maybe not the answer. V-shift is a great escape from this kind of suction pressure from Zangief, because then there is no mix-up, there's no like throw. If he doesn't dash and he does the suction, you are out with the V-shift. I mean, it's a suction, right? So
he definitely has to. He definitely has to mix up everything. The use of EX meter, the use of V meter. That V trigger for a lot of Lucia players are the ones that are still using Lucia. It's hard to pass up. Long term, then like Veggey, I completely concur. It's like you are going to have to try and V shift and like V reversal at times, but. Obviously, when Zangief does the meaty Cyclone Lariat on your wake up, it's actually kind of hard to get anything out because you mistime that. He's just brought you in for free. So nice low forward.
I like how Drdannypham is trying to gauge the distance for the LS light spinning power grab. He's trying to, you know, find the sweet spot in the max range there, even in the neutral.
Man, look how like crazy and invasive Sevelei is in the V reversal. Wise choice. One more? I would do one more. Yeah, one more. Now you can throw the fireball. Yeah, just throw the fireball now.
Completely wasted the V trigger there.
Light one again. I would do a light one again.
Dangerous. He's not ready for the dash. That's definitely dead.
Ooh. And like, even though Geef has like probably the slowest forward dash in the game, you still gotta be mindful of it.
Wait, is it like a 20?
Abigail 25?
Yeah, I think it's 25.
Like, yeah.
But the thing is, like, it's either the dash is too quick or it's too slow, so you're just never expecting it. So another SPD
so
there.
True.
And I'll tell you something as well. Yeah, okay, let me wait for this round to finish and I'll tell you
this is
exactly
Street Fighter 4? Are we in Street Fighter 4 now?
He's dead, he's dead, he's dead.
And the house wins every time!
Zero. Someone said there's zero reason to block the V reversal blocked Geef's V trigger 1. I disagree with that. I definitely disagree with that. Let me wait for this round to finish.
Yeah, and yeah.
He does win.
Oh wow, he can hurricane spin it enough. He thinks he can win this round.
Yeah, he's trying to be very funny about it. Yeah,
I don't think he wanted that.
He thought
he wanted the Ken comeback. That was like a Ken comeback style.
Right.
I want to dash DPU.
So,
sorry, Jammerz.
For those of you that don't know, when we were setting up this exhibition, Drdannypham did say, when we locked everyone in, Drdannypham did say, he said, Sevelei, I hope you're ready to get grabbed every single round. He said, I hope you're ready. Now, somebody did say, I disagree, or there's zero reason to V-reversal block Geef feature 1. I disagree, because when you V-reversal, you get screen positioning, you're building up great damage, and you give Zangief to think about with Lucia's Fireball. It tacks on extra damage. So doing that V-reversal against that, I actually think was a good decision.
It's a great decision, especially when Zangief is getting low like that. Beautiful neutral jump. When Zangief is getting low like that, he's going to die from the zoning, and he needs that health as currency to get in.
A rare favorable trade there on Sevelei's favor.
Makes up. Look at that pressure. Great damage racking up. One SPD will do it. One SPD will do it.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, the V trigger is activated. Oh, tried to punish that. I like the attempt.
Got him. He might be.
Nice.
He got scooped.
Oh, wow. He's actually baiting.
Oh my god.
Not out of full range.
Oh. And crouching light punch doesn't combo into itself anymore, so, you know, that is definitely a factor.
The thing is, Sevelei's got to be very careful with some of these moves that are difficult to punish for a lot of characters. Zangief's got a 4-frame jab that does 40 damage. That pays off in the long run.
That is one of the best pokes in the game, honestly. It doesn't lead to...
Oh, one more and you're stunned. One more and you're stunned.
Oh my god.
Oh, he's not stunned yet! Oh, if it was an EX1, he would have been stunned. But Sevelei, what's he going to do to activate V-trigger? Throw bait!
Ooh. Oh, I like the back. Dash, back and forward.
Alright, just backing off. He's got Sia on deck here, but one headbutt. Yeah, he's doing that. One headbutt cancelled to Sia, and that's the round again. It is 4-1 to Danny, and he's looking to make it 5.
Ooh, the slide there. Oh, okay, trade. Oh, and he dropped the overhead with the standing short into the lariato.
Yeah, beautiful with punish. Is that not it? No, the punish. I lost the connection to the parser for a second. Sorry there, guys. I'm back now. I don't know.
Welcome back.
Is that Finnish internet correct
okay,
virus?
You have the Finnish internet connection as well? Okay, I see you.
Danger.
Again, it's looking a bit bleak for Sevelei at the moment. It is 5-1 to Drdannypham. He's been getting those grabs. He's been getting the jabs in as well. He's been checking a lot of stuff that Sevelei does. He likes this style, but I definitely feel sometimes he's just running into brick walls.
I mean, Zangief is a reading man's character, so Drdannypham is definitely making the right reads in these decisions.
Of course, look, Street Fighter 5 is a heavily decision-based game, so...
That is very true as well.
But I feel like he's playing the style he wants to, right, Sevelei, but at some point you kind of need to change up your style when the matchup requires it, and just running forward for a character that has to work to get close to you. You're kind of giving him, you're doing the job for him.
Oh
because
yeah,
if you can
for
just
sure.
fight on one of those, he might end the round, right?
To add to that, you know, that discussion there, Veggey, Zangief, for a lot of characters, is that one character you want to play differently than normally.
Oh, you got the two stand light kicks into the grab, yeah.
Yeah, you need to, you know, chill out or use your zoning tools or something along
Yeah,
those
but the thing is, even with the zoning tools, Veggey said it before the set even started, you got to watch out for stand hard kick, the crush counter as well. There is armor. He might not, might use the two-hitting EX Firecracker.
Oh, there it is. Big.
Whoa, on the cross up too, I think that was really great. Was
Yeah,
that
those
like a neutral
are
jump, maybe? Yeah, neutral jump EX SPD.
Those have been so godlike.
Oh, he tried to throw a bait. That would have been a punish. That actually would have been a punish. That would have been jab into Cyclone Lariat if Danny wanted to do it, but he didn't. One poke will do it. He's got to be very careful.
It's so tense. Oh, there
nah,
you go.
why not? It's fine. Look, he was up 5-1 at that point. Why
Exactly,
not?
exactly. He has a huge lead.
Okay.
I mean, he was like looking for that one jab, maybe realized it wouldn't come, and that would be a great surprise factor to go for the dash there, because you're actually, the opponent is just trying to respect your buttons into V-trigger, right? So, but he kept that, and finally just held that back, right? And walked out of danger and punished. Great stuff.
It's 5-2 at the moment. I definitely feel Sevelei can bring this one back.
Wow, that was the max range, baby.
Whoa! Okay, actually,
oh my god, the Siberian Express, that standing light kick, that's always something that is really hard to deal with. Like, really hard to look out for.
But I mean, that situation itself was odd because he had a punish on the landing. He chose to go for a reset with stand like.
I feel like that is something that like Drdannypham does that a lot actually. He has a guaranteed punish, but he decides to do the Siberian Express as a reset. I've seen him done that previously a lot as well.
He's gonna keep him there. Yeah, I'd use the enhanced firecrackers to do this now. Whoa, you got it.
Let's go again.
Yeah. Like Veggey said earlier, that standing roundhouse from Drdannypham has been working wonders on the fireballs.
Yeah, so it's definitely something you can't just use in this matchup. You would think that zoning with fireball would be great. Oh no, with punish,
he can die. He can actually
anyway.
die. Yeah,
that's dead.
There you go.
That power up from V-trigger, was that with the V-trigger?
No, that wasn't even V-trigger. That was a two-bar combo in the corner.
So yeah, substitute with the meter, but it's really great.
Start headbutt? Okay, Drdannypham. I see you.
No, but I like those headbutts because you are preemptively doing it on an opponent who's constantly moving forward.
And I mean, they're working. Yeah.
Oh, anti-air stand medium punch. You know, we definitely got to ask Sevelei about the stand medium punch anti-air when we get the post-match interview, because he's used that a fair bit now, and I want to hear his thoughts on it. It's a reset. Watch out for super. Please watch out for super. That's why he backed off.
Ooh, the headbutt ran straight into that.
I think there's going to be a raw activation maybe at some point soon, and I want to see a punish from Sevelei. Still going. I'm sure he could punish that with super, even at that range. Should he have blocked this? I was high risk, high reward situation considering the life, but I don't know.
Yeah, Sevelei is dancing on that thin line between life and death with these decisions sometimes.
Oh, okay. I mean, like, he's slowly coming back. Again, it's Sevelei's kind of, he's still, for me, he switches up his gameplay by the second. I think it's too comfortable with the forward dash, back dash, shimmy bait. He is getting a couple of throw baits in there. He's getting anti-air, so he's trying to switch it up. So this constant switching up the gameplay, this must be very taxing on the mind, especially against a grappler like Zangief.
Yeah, and I mean, definitely Zangief is one of those characters, even though he's weak, he's really tough to play against, because one decision can definitely, wrong decision can definitely lead to death.
And the reset.
Reset for the throw, that's cheeky. I see that.
And you know what's crazy? I think he started abusing that a bit more, only because Zangief doesn't have throw invincibility from frame 1 on the XSPD. Otherwise, the last version of the game, I don't think you'd see Sevelei doing this as much.
I like the read there from Danny with the armor. That just happens to
It's a dangerous whip from Drdannypham on the Siberian Express.
Oh, whip punish,
nice
dude.
whip
I think he should be definitely going for stand fist into the tackle, into the
Oh, yeah, the EX crumble.
Yeah, I think he should be doing that a bit more. I think you'll get into it as the set goes on.
Look at that damage.
I mean, the usage, I think the
Gets
usage
the crouch
really
throw.
good with
Oh my god,
Danny
he's dead.
from Drdannypham here. Using that button is not easy, and I think it's very something to applaud.
Yeah, for
Used
sure.
with
I
such
mean,
good
playing
looks,
Geef
yeah.
in general is kind of, you know, deserves the applause in itself.
Oh, he backdashed there. I thought a delayed SPD was going to come and beat the throw invincibility on the backdash. Gets the cross up though. That is actually a very strong cross up in this game.
Yeah.
Lucy's jump medium kick.
Okay, nice.
Haven't catched him, and he's actually backdashing even there. Nice.
That actually worked out.
Answer, yeah. Yeah, I saw the first frames of the backdash. I was like, that is not gonna hit.
Okay, I actually thought he got him, but alright. I would have V-reversal that. I would have kept him in the corner, get that great damage. The next time Drdannypham comes in with a heavy button, I'm V-reversing that, putting him in the corner if I was Sevelei.
Sevelei actually finds the button. Tries again. Oh, what a bait. And there's the punish on the activation. Finally, we see it. And big punish. One more. Oh, nice tech. Brave tech, but I mean, it's what you're going to do. It's
don't go forward. Just don't go forward.
Yeah, don't.
There's no reason to go forward. There's no reason to go forward.
Just walk back slowly. Oh my god, he went for the slide. This man is so brave.
Oh, it would have been so sick if he neutral jumps as he's going to slide into him.
The reversal,
okay, that was the last V-trigger. It's not going to be a V-trigger activation for Sevelei either, at least not until he's near death.
Oh, this is a lot better.
Oh my god.
There you go. It's a lot better.
Go.
So the space control that the light firecracker has against quite a number of slow-moving characters, or slow walk speed characters, is pretty good. And again, we saw Drdannypham jump into one of them, and we saw Sevelei get the pickup with the Cyclone Spinner. So once you get into that ideal, that very conducive scenario, it's kind of easy pickings from there. And again, I like the use that he's mixing up with V-trigger, V-shift, and V-reverse with Lucia. He's actually just using everything under the sun in the system with Lucia.
Yeah, and like Jammerz, you said previously, I really like how Sevelei's gameplay seems to evolve by the second, by the minute here.
Definitely getting his work there, and he had the read on the armor as well.
It's stunned already.
Oh, is he going to get his perfect? Not quite.
Yeah, not yet, maybe. Oh, he takes a throw. I like it.
Go!
Sometimes it feels better to die by the throw than be shimmied.
Oh yeah, listen, I remember
He looked like a fool.
Phenom taught me that all those years ago. He said, listen, when you've lost, you choose how you lose. Don't give your opponent the satisfaction of giving them what they want.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's brilliant. Let me go out the way I want to go.
Listen, man, if you die by the throw, you die by the... It's the least satisfactory thing, trust me. They don't... The opponent doesn't get what they want.
No, for sure.
He's going to get the rough chase, EX, into the corner.
Oh, did he have it this time? Yeah, you
Muscle portfolio. That's what he says.
Once is not enough. You need to do that at least a few more times before you stop.
No, legit. I see Veggey Super used more on frame advantage situations than actual as punishes. So,
yeah,
legit. Oh, he missed it.
Wow, found a good timing on the in and out.
That's gonna be
Didn't work
a
out
lot
this
of damage
time.
with the lariat. Oh, he went for the. Oh, he went
up.
for the forward medium kick.
He held up there. I saw him trying to escape Sevelei, but he's still got one bar. Again, utilizing his resources very well. Okay, gonna get the Cyclone Spinner again.
Let's go.
And some nice corner carry as well on that combo.
Oh, listen, Lucy's got some of the best corner carry in the game, I feel. And she's got an amazing corner game, so...
Yeah, she does. She definitely does. And we've seen that. Like, look at this. This is looking like a very...
Oh, you might be dead.
I mean, it feels so weird looking at Zangief getting bullied like that. Usually Zangief being one of the characters that you're a bit hesitant to pressure, but this Zangief, it's just like, at this point, you can really bully him, I feel.
As a fellow Geef player, Veggey, it feels wrong, doesn't it?
It feels
weird.
wrong,
doesn't it?
It's a bit odd, because kind of his strength, like up close, should be Zangief's strength.
Yeah.
But at this point, there is...
We're being oppressed.
Obviously, it is his...
Do you know what? For me, I can see why Sevelei has a better rating of this character than most in the community. With the way he's playing, and I think he's kind of willing to kind of mix things up with the kind of combination of Lucia's toolset with his playstyle. I think I can understand a little bit more as to why he thinks this character is better than some people think. So...
Double back then, definitely. Like, Lucia has definitely has advantages.
Like
look at it already in the corner.
Though, with the hidden run style. Oh, nice. Didn't cancel it to V-Trigger. Could have gotten some more pressure going. Needs to just to have it.
That
instead.
slide has been working wonders for Sevelei.
Oi, this is where you got to be careful, man. The big body guys can hold up in the corner.
He
reversal.
DP, didn't he?
He's not gonna do it. Oh, he's dead. He's dead anyway. He's dead anyway. He's fine.
Yeah, he's not gonna drop that one. I like it because I just going for the whole thing with V-Trigger because any hit would kill you either way. So he had like more opportunities to kill there. So just letting the V-Trigger fly in his face was not a wasted opportunity at that point.
Oh, straight to the corner off of that conversion, but he goes for a reset instead into the flipper shot. Backs off again.
Oh, backs off. Yeah. Build that space.
Still stopping those fireballs. Stand heavy kick.
We went for a dangerous sweep.
Oh, he didn't anti-air. Again, I don't think he's completely focused on that. Maybe Danny wants to get him to change his priorities in the air approach instead of maybe getting away with a random dash or something.
Look at the damage. Okay. Siberian Express once again.
Oh, stun. Yeah, she's done.
Yeah,
dead.
Oh my god, stun. You done.
Yeah. High five. Done, you done. No, but it's been a while since we've had a Drdannypham round, and I feel like those SPDs all caught Sevelei really off guard, as he has been really good at stopping him from doing it, and he's really in the zone at when it's going to work now. How's this one gonna be? Oh, he tried that again. I feel like that's such a greedy option to go for, but it has been working out a lot against Sevelei.
I feel it. Yeah, he's really making those reads.
Alright, so it's a read-based game, and they're playing like heavily read-based characters.
Yeah,
so.
very aggressive, both of them.
Yeah. And there's a reason why people like really hate the EXSPD mix-ups, because it is literally like a roulette. Like you're guessing between 3 to 4 options.
Alright, +3 on block from the sweep, gets the throw bait. That should be stunned or that should be dead. It's one of the two. Dead, yeah.
The double juggle.
Now this is what's interesting, right? Because his throw resets and his throw game have been absolutely phenomenal so far. So when he does get into the burning fight V-Trigger 1, it's going to set up the fire spinner throw bait, and then he's going to get a ton of damage off that, especially because that's one of the V-Triggers where it consumes V-meter more than the EX meter. But I think Danny's not paying attention to what Sevelei's creating, kind of the conditioning Sevelei's setting on him. So he definitely needs to be a bit more attentive towards that. But right now, it's been exceptional stuff from Sevelei's Lucia. I really love watching this. I followed this guy on CFN a long time for a reason.
Yeah. I love that idle animation from Lucia where she shakes that leg. Yeah.
Damn, he's stunned again.
I wonder if Drdannypham just stopped trying to chase, if it would work out. As Sevelei seems to take advantage of
wow, look at this pressure
being on his attempt is getting in instead of just like stopping.
No.
It is interesting.
I honestly feel the best thing for Drdannypham to do right now is try and capitalize off V-Trigger comebacks, as much as I hate to say it. I do agree with what you're saying, Veggey, but it's like with the way Sevelei's playing, it's hard to get a complete, like, solid read on him.
Unfortunately.
Yeah,
he was reading the backdash
yeah.
there, or
yeah, he was reading.
Either way, that would have been working out for him, but the delay back throw takes it.
Alright, there we go. Gets a clean jump in. To Lariat.
Jumping medium kick.
Oh.
Has a perfect angle as a jump in goes.
There we
nice.
go.
There's the punish. That's what I've been waiting for. Why is she sweeping so much? Is he allowed to do that, or is it just catching him off guard?
Yeah.
Nice. Another punish. It's just a light one though.
But this is fine, no, because if he gets a light SPD punish and just has the life in, holds it, I think this is the plan he has to adopt in a first to 10.
Yeah, just chill back, try to punish stuff. Maybe you get an EXSPD every now and then capitalize. We'll see how it turns out. I like the more defensive-based Drdannypham right now.
There comes the flipper shot zoning. Yeah, they have the pick up as well. EX Tornado Spinner right to the corner. Flipping.
Oh, again with the tech.
Oh no, don't see, he's getting too excited. He doesn't respect that Danny's gonna hold up.
Yeah. And he's not ready to properly anti either. He's committing to shimmies instead of trying to react to them. And that makes the text that Danny does when he gets shimmy worth it, because it makes Sevelei so confident at shimmying, and Drdannypham can just capitalize. So even though he gets hit, he kind of gets payoff for getting hit at that point.
I think who was talking about it? The problem was talking about it to me. I think Punk has said it publicly as well. I can't remember who said it. It's like when you're going to shimmy someone, you have to react to what they're doing. You can't autopilot the shimmy anymore. You have to react to what they're doing because people are holding up now.
Yeah.
They're adapted the birdie player special.
You of all people should know that,
yeah. We've been doing that since season 2, right?
Uh-oh, he Cyclone spinning himself into trouble. He's trying to run away, but it's not working out.
He finds a cross up. Oh, and he finds another.
That was a heavy. That was a heavy, I think.
It was a heavy, feel good.
Damn, he detect again.
He must be so annoyed at this point from all those slides and run forward movement.
Dude,
like
you know, right, now do you understand why Will 2-packs Lucy annoys the hell out of me?
Oh, yeah, but then we find that final little, that's what I'm saying, just chilling back, jabbing, seeing maybe an opportunity every now and then for a light SPD, EX SPD, kind of like letting him hang himself and do the work for you. It's been working out right now. Drdannypham on the road back to heaven.
Interesting.
Back to the top.
It's 6 apiece right now, so obviously it's a first of 4 at this point. Now, Danny had a very explosive start, but I definitely felt with the way that this set was going, like Sevelei was coming back and he's equalized, or Danny's equalized now. But again, it's going to be very interesting to see who actually wins this, because I think it's fairly close, despite the different archetype and disparity in playstyles.
Nice punish there. And Drdannypham is just inching forward with the walk there, trying to walk Sevelei in the corner, but immediately when Lucia gets one of those runs off, it builds so much distance from the corner.
Oh, he almost will punish the V-skill follow-up there, Sevelei, but he gets the pick up from the Cyclone Spinner and activates V-Trigger 1, and he's going to spend a lot of the V-meter. He will. Yes, he does.
Oh, dash in, dash out, dash in, dash out. I like it. Gets the check.
Oh,
No punish,
dead.
though.
Yeah, you're dead.
He's just actually getting hit.
Yeah,
that's it. That was, what kind of conversion? What did he? Did he catch a limbo? I didn't catch that. That looked like someone just got hit.
He's just dashing into danger at this point, and he's done it. He has done it several times.
Yeah, he's been doing that. I really like, though, Lucia's forward and back dash animation is very like, she moves a bit forward with her body before her legs. So I think definitely that is a thing that Sevelei acknowledges.
Oh, yeah, do you know what? I thought we were going to see the Zangief round. I actually thought we were going to see the Zangief round, so...
Yeah, but it is a lot harder now with the extra defensive option. And right now, Drdannypham fighting back from the corner. Yeah, see, it's working so well, just waiting, because he knows now Sevelei is going to hang him. So just chill out.
Dead.
Oh, Veggey, let's go.
Okay.
Wow.
And that's interesting in the situation, because you showing the throw was what your immediate, your initial decision was throw OS V-shift punish, right? Or OS aerial EX SPD. So Sevelei is very scared already from the delay. He sees the throw whiff and then another throw whiff, and it's like, oh yeah, he's throwing to OS. And Drdannypham is very intelligently realizes that he's shown his cards, and now is a great opportunity to just go full 180 and just go for the SPD. While Sevelei is really like scared by that initial show of hands.
Yeah,
exactly.
Interesting. Someone asked, why is this Lucia playing with fire and staying in Geese range? Well, Lucia's a very aggressive character, so she has to take the fight to a lot of her opponents, whether they're big or small. And she can't rely on zoning the whole way through because of Zangief's anti-projectile tools, whether it's V-Trigger 1, Lariat, or by other means. But and he did say, Sevelei, he did say, like, this is his style. There's a couple of things, like that. There's a couple of things that are scaring me when I watch him play this character, but it's how he feels comfortable with.
I like
Oh, wow. Nice V-trigger.
Damn, he did a hurricane spinner there. Dead. Oh. Dude, like, are you ever going to finish a combo? Like,
I want extra meter, Jammerz. I want extra bar.
It works for me, baby.
Damn, like, Sevelei, you literally have my heart coming out of my chest, like, every 2 games.
Oh, nice. With punish on the crush mini kick with the SP. That's just too good, man. I'm just loving this. I have these. It's like watching myself play Zangief back in Street Fighter 4, almost.
Yeah, me too. I played Geef before.
Nice.
Oh, nice punish there. The sweep. You rarely see Geef's sweep.
Yeah, that's true.
Because it's ass.
Nah, I mean, maybe at the lower levels you see it more often, but at high level you definitely don't see it.
Didn't convert there into the area. I'm pretty sure he could have even from that far.
I think so.
That has a lot of coverage.
Oh, the hitbox on that is massive, but he didn't want to take that risk, so I respect it.
Yeah, that's true. He has a good lead here.
Punish.
How does Sevelei come back from this? You have to spend a little bit of meter, yeah, but that's a punish. Can't do that. You literally cannot rely on that too often. You have to remember, Danny is kind of like micro-walking and he's blocking and he waits for a little while. I don't know if he's respecting that move in the range it covers, the Cyclone Spinner, but I think he's also waiting for the Fireball. There you go. He's waiting for that to see what he can do afterwards. So.
And I mean, Sevelei's anti-airs from like cross-up situations haven't been all that great, so it's been something that Danny really can go to more than maybe against if some Lucia had more of these DPs down.
Yeah,
that's a good thing for Drdannypham that wouldn't necessarily reflect on the matchup, just kind of him abusing what the player can't stop.
Oh, nice DP there from Sevelei.
Oh, that's going to be
starting to use that.
Decent damage. That's -3. He could have punished that, but It's fine.
Yeah, because it wasn't easy, you think, even on the back right.
It's fine. He's gonna do a reset.
Well, probably, but do you know what? He started doing EX run and cancelling it. Okay, interesting. He definitely mixed up all of Lucia's tools, so it's very good to see someone like you like all of it, and he's gonna get the V-trigger one follow-up once again. Take it to the corner. Please watch out for the super. Yeah.
Going for a mix-up once again.
No punish. You see, you can jump. You could have just jumped in and punished instead.
Damn, he smashed it.
Really forgot but he finds it opening anyway.
You are so dead.
We talk about churning the butter. He was churning the butter there.
Damn.
You know, an interesting thing about that is that when you're first caught in with that, everyone is mashing their punish, right? But rarely does anyone actually finish that punish. They just do double jabs, right? And reset to neutral because it's such an awkward situation.
Yeah.
And Drdannypham probably realized that from a lot of years of playing these characters. Just, let's do it. Double jabs, nothing else. Like always, the churn is there and the kill. That's because you know that's what happens when you just double press and you never finish your combo almost.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Big jumping from Drdannypham. Oh, gets another one of those crouching medium punch into the standing short. Into Larry.
Let me see. So it's 8-6 right now. Again, I still feel Sevelei can bring this back.
But he needs to go back to more slow pace, I think, because Danny's capitalizing off realizing that he's really nice to get that. I think you can knee drop that though at this point.
What with the jump down light kick?
The knee drop, down light kick in air would definitely win against that stamina percent here.
That is still working. The EX run into the legs. Like,
yeah, but it's mixing it up because again he's trying to catch him walking forward, with or without V trigger. He
had it. You know, he wanted to do the air one.
Do the air XPD. Yeah.
He was going for a ride with the Siberian Express Sevelei, but Dr. Drdannypham pressed too quickly.
Yeah, he has done that before, so definitely that was like we all immediately saw that he was trying to do the air.
Oh, we could get a Zangief round on our hands unless the EX Hurricane Spinner comes out. Delayed jab there from Sevelei. He'll crack in a moment. There's a punish, and the best one at that.
Yeah, and the casino is open, baby.
Back throw. Lord Jesus.
Throw again. Like early tech is really working, and that one interruption after the double walk, after walking so good.
See, all right, he's waiting. He hasn't got any meter, so and you really have to pay attention to how Sevelei plays, and he's got no meter. When he has meter, he's trying to surprise Drdannypham, but when he doesn't have EX meter, that's when it's a little bit more solid, a little bit more comfortable for Drdannypham.
Yeah.
No whip punish again.
Yeah, when Sevelei gets the meter, that's when it gets unpredictable.
He's got one bar now, so let's find out what he's going to do. He backs off for the moment.
Oh, he gets stuck in.
He missed his SPD. He missed it.
Yeah. He just did run stop there.
He's run at Drdannypham. Oh.
Gets the Oki on this one though, because it did trade, which is such a great situation to be in for Zangief to finally get some Oki off his hand here.
Right.
Sevelei has the V-trigger. He decides to activate here.
Dude, watch out for the CA. If you do anything funny on block, that's plus. He's gonna. Yeah! No! He anticipated it. He anticipated it. Anything. And do you know what? I feel partly that's exactly why in certain situations we'd have to watch the setback and find out, right?
Yeah.
But there's certain situations where I feel he's intentionally dropping combos and pressure strings because he's like, Danny is literally mashing super.
Yeah, he's like doing the circles.
I mean, it is a true guess though.
Had
Danny been on that, he could have done the air SPD, right? He could have done the air one.
That is a 400 damage guess. That's one of the most damaging supers in the game. Yes, it is a grab, but it is a 400 damage super.
Yeah, and had he had the read, he could have done the air SPD, right? So definitely
of course.
To do from those brave baits. I would call that a brave bait from
somebody is definitely frustrated in this set.
Yeah.
I feel somebody is frustrated in this set.
Yeah.
I think it depends on the situation. Okay, now Sevelei is frustrated.
Yeah, this is a real activation. There's nothing you can do about that.
No, but that's good. That part's good though.
Oh, great. Oh, here we have it, finally.
Oh my god.
Oh, he tried to chase the V-shift. He tried to chase the V-shift.
That's so unfortunate. He got a huge chance there, Drdannypham, but Sevelei takes that.
And you know, it's like, that's how you see that how V-shift has affected Zangief so much that rounds where you actually at a 50-50, he's kind of getting killed from trying to be too kind of smart, too far ahead, trying to find that read.
This is what happens. This is what happens when a universal defensive mechanic ruins incredibly hard read-based characters. This is exactly what happens.
Oh, nice backdash. Sevelei having been interrupted into command throw many times.
Alright, pressure.
There he goes for the flanking.
Backs off.
Tries to dash in. It was like Drdannypham's dash checks have been really great.
How much
Not really that rewarding, right? It's just that mix-up. He gets a mix.
Yeah.
Really fast one at that. Oh, not
Okay, now you.
very good position to be in for Drdannypham.
Oh wow, he let it fly again. He would have
For the
died
first
after
time,
that.
honestly.
Oh my god, and we were back to that. Nice tech.
Okay.
Great tech, some should say. We're just trying to find anything there, really. Maybe catching him running.
Trigger bar there. Oh, but this is gonna be a big chance. There you go. The
Yes, for game.
XSPD.
Delay back throw. Yeah, he was going for it.
I would want to see like raw.
Right, that's it.
Be fast SPD at that point.
This game could be ended by literally a flipper shot. Yeah, he literally's going to end it with a flipper shot.
Oh, one
Oh,
jab.
the crouch jab.
Move back.
This
move
is
back.
where Zangief gets good. That crouching jab.
Oh my!
Oh my god.
No.
We have seen it earlier, so it is something Dr. Gannon could have predicted, but in the heat of the moment, probably didn't think about it. But that was a very high risk,
Wow.
but also high reward at that point, since it is for the round. Sevelei ties it up 8-8 with the Rago European online Ken Ryu DP.
Do you know what? If we had Sevelei as one of our own, he'd be right at home.
Yes, at this point he would. This is TV
right at home.
VXL.
It's like Sevelei arrives to Europe. Take a seat right there. You'll fit right in, baby.
Oh, man, he would not have a problem first in the European players. That's brilliant.
Nice. Finally finds a SPD on that slide after absorbing it. Again with that run, I think it's interesting how it's working. But it is working.
All right, let's see what he does here. He's got a considerable life lead to work with, but it's going to be reduced from Drdannypham, and no activation on the V trigger. There it is.
Okay, now you gotta guess. Back throw.
That was great, because that's usually -6 grade.
That was
timing.
really scary backdash from Sevelei.
Okay, I respect the super activate. Mix up. And he gets eliminated.
Get sucked in. That was the meaty.
Wow.
Yo, what an anti-air.
Oh, he tried.
That was so scary.
This could be ended by a jab. This round could literally be ended by a jab.
Yeah, once again.
The counter jab from Zangief would be enough as well, I think.
Yeah.
At least 1.5.
Oh my.
Not ready. That would have been such a big place to be reactional.
Oh my god.
Tense. I'm
He's
loving how
inching
slow it
forward
is.
right now. He has to be aware of every move right now. Drdannypham.
This set really
no.
reminds me of when ISDD and Jimmy were playing. This set really reminds me of that.
Yeah, that's true. That was the same
Please don't
clash.
do the slide into the
Oh my
DP
God.
again. Please don't. Don't
Oh
do
my
it!
God.
Oh, okay.
Oh my
and
God,
it
he
would
did
have
it.
worked.
I
It
love it.
actually would have worked.
Oh my god, Danny, you are not deterred from punishing or taking advantage of those plus frames. Sevelei probably thinking, did you not see my last DP, bro?
Oh, man.
Oh my
This
god.
set has been absolutely incredible so far.
Somebody said, give us back our throw invulnerable on EXSPD. Take away V-Shift, and he's got V-Shift to use, so there's that too.
Nice.
And this is where the coin gets flipped. Okay, back throw from Sevelei.
Oh, I love it. First absorb before walking, and then 2 more after walking. It's so beautiful. Most oh, there's that knee drop to beat the standing medium punch out here. Everything is coming in right now for the last couple of games.
Throw. That did double the damage as well, because the great damage tacked on another grab. V-Trigger activations that come very shortly from Danny. He's weighing it out.
He has full resources here. Full super, full V-Trigger.
Yo, he fizzed before hit. Okay.
One. That was such a fortunate hit, because he just released it too early.
Fortunate son.
Yeah. I don't think that was actually one of those
Yo, the knee.
He still dares to do that?
Yeah, still doing the knee slide on full resources, Drdannypham.
Because Lucia has, remember, you have to understand, like 40% of Lucia's toolset are moves that are designed that catch you out, catch you walking forward. That's why he's doing them.
Yeah.
Oh,
Again, he tries to catch a V-shift, and Sevelei still not doing it.
But I like that Sevelei
like it.
understands the situation where it's like, I can escape, that's what you're looking for, and that builds momentum and satisfaction for Danny, and he's not letting him have it.
And you know, in Danny's mind, it might be that he's thinking, yeah, but at some point he will adapt, but sometimes you just have to
He's
show
not
him
anti-ed.
before
He has jumped 3 times, and you have not anti-ed once.
This is where it all might... Like Drdannypham said, when he gets one EXSPD in...
That's done, that's dead.
Second already.
If he gets a full combo, actually, is that dead? No,
I think
he's
he's
still
going to go for the Siberian Express here. Oh, no, okay.
What's it going to be? He can... Yeah, he didn't do the run activation because, like, Danny's looking
Just
to check
crouch
it.
jab.
Yeah, Danny's looking to check it.
Just needs... Yeah, there you go. That's one of the best round finishers in the game, I feel like.
Well, I mean, like you said, it's one of the longest reaching crouch jabs in the game. And a situation like that is very dangerous for Sevelei. And it's like anything you do, I'm going to check your run. That's where you're in for sweep activate instead of cyclone spin it into activate. And, you know, you can't really jump as well because it recovers really well. So this is a very interesting set. It's 9-8 to Drdannypham right now. Well, I hope you guys have been enjoying the show at the set because, again, these guys have not failed to deliver. Like I said, shouts to Chris T for recommending these two to come on.
Yeah, and this matchup's like something we're probably never ever gonna see again. So we must enjoy it while we still can. Lovely throw.
Hold on to these dear moments. For sure.
Ah, good. He didn't jump that time because the lariat kind of cancelled out that setup before. Is he gonna die?
The activation is gonna be so
good. It sets up the meaties
like, we tried to be fancy, but that was never gonna work because that doesn't move you forward. The fully invincible is a straight vertical reversal, and what that has done is it puts Drdannypham at set point.
Oh, when he finds that jump,
flying body
tries to catch the back there. So I really actually like that Sevelei is still not like too stressed.
Unfazed.
Still ready to sit there. I like it. Yeah, unfazed is a good word for it. But the Drdannypham will once again baseline.
Sad fierce. He's gonna walk back a little bit.
And big punish, crush counter, and everything. The lariat. Those were late, Ash. Yeah.
You know
I feel like Drdannypham must be feeling really good at this point. Like super comfortable, honestly.
Well, I mean, he's probably going to look for a headbutt cancel into CA if he gets the opportunity again.
Oh man, he wants to finish off with style.
Anything right now is going to kill for Drdannypham.
That's
there you have
it. Can it confirm?
It.
I wouldn't think I'd say that in a Zangief set. That's a can it confirm into the critical art. And that is what's going to take it there, ladies and gentlemen. And that was an exhilarating set that definitely had us question marked. That definitely had us out of our seats. But it is Drdannypham that takes it 10-8 over 7. Let me see the GGs in the chat. I've got to say, like we said, this was a rare treat for all of us because it's a matchup, like Veggey said, we're probably never going to see it again. But I did learn quite a bit. Slow movement, fast movement, very questionable reversals. The jabs, you had the lot, but that's what we like to provide and bring you on the show. But again, we can do the whats, the ifs, the buts, and the maybes after this short break. Because when we come back, we're going to get these gents back in the call, and we are definitely going to discuss that matchup and some of the decisions that were made in that set there. So give us a couple of minutes, and we'll be back with you once again.
If I go too far, please forgive me.
guess it's time to start warming up.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to tonight's episode of Sets featuring Drdannypham and Sevelei as the guests. As always, the big bad wolf has come to tell you that the set has concluded. The score is next to me. It was 10-8 to Drdannypham, and I'm telling you what, that was one of the most exhilarating sets we've had on the show. We've had Shax versus Four Phils, Hurricane versus Crimson. We've had, ISTD versus Jimmy like twice now. And again, this is definitely up there with some of the most riveting sets we have seen on the show. Now, we should have the gentleman in the chat with us loud and clear. Drdannypham, Sevelei, can you guys hear me loud and clear once again?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
There you go. Perfect. So, gentlemen, thank you again for participating and showcasing your skills in that exhibition. Of course, Danny, congratulations on winning the first to 10. So, before we get on to questions with Danny, Sevelei, I have to ask you, what is your philosophy going into the Zangief matchup? Because I think you used every tool set under the sun and used every single Street Fighter V strategy under the sun. So what is your mindset going into the Zangief matchup?
It kind of depends on how the Geef is playing. Yeah, I don't really have like a default mindset.
Damn.
I mean, if I can zone him out, it's pretty easy for the most part with Lucia, but I think me and Danny play so much, we kind of know what to look for. Kind of get shut down a bit with the roundhouse.
Okay, fair play. And because you guys play so much, is that why you felt a little bit more, adventurous, more brazen on offense with the, -2 into Hurricane Spinner situations, the classic -2 or the slides into the reversal? Did you feel you could really put him on tilt today because it was an exhibition and a longer set?
Oh yeah, I tried. Probably should have went a little bit more ham.
Yeah, it was working. He was not deterring Drdannypham. He was ready to take his frames back. So
there were some great moments there, for sure.
Now, another question I got to ask you, Sevelei, as well, is when Drdannypham was going for a body splash cross-up, or in certain situations where he went for a close jump-in, you anti-aired with standing medium punch. Is that intentional, or was that by accident, and you just rolled with it throughout the set? What was it?
That's intentional. It works pretty well as an anti-air.
I guess
probably used it
in general.
Yeah, just in general. Probably a few spots I did it where I shouldn't have, but it works pretty well.
Okay, now is that mainly for cross-ups, or would you use it against regular jump-ins from a certain distance?
Yeah, mainly regular jump-ins.
Wow.
Kind of depends on the cross-up spacing and.
Standing medium punch as an anti-air. I don't see. I don't know if you watch our European Lucia player, Will Tupac, but I almost never see him use that as an anti-air. But you definitely utilized it fairly well today. Now, Danny, I've got to ask you as well. How do you feel this matchup goes? I know you've played Sevelei like numerous amounts of times, but if you were to give us the stats of this matchup, whose favor would you say it's in, or is it fairly even?
Pretty close to even, but I think Geef might win 5.5.
Okay, fair play. Any specific reason why? Because again, for me, I think the longevity behind it, I definitely feel Geef wins it as well. It didn't look like a hard 6-4 for me. Only particular situations, but other than that, it definitely looked like in Geef's favor for me. So, any reason why you think Geef wins?
I think the neutral, as long as you trade with Fireball, he doesn't do Fireball anymore. And outside of that, the risk he has to take is slide or dash. So you kind of don't have to really partition your mind to think about too many buttons other than slide or dash. And after that, you can kind of walk him to the corner. But Sev just does that EX kick move, which is the X Factor thing in neutral. It's like the DP in neutral. So that's kind of another risk. But yeah, outside of Fireball, which you could neutralize, outside of that, you just look for slide, and at best, it's -1 or something if you block it. So as long as you're mashing jab after that, and he doesn't DP, and it's pretty good.
Okay, fair play. Now, Sevelei as well, you're kind of labeled as one of the most aggressive Lucia players that are out there. You definitely play past the speed limit in any country. I can definitely tell you that much. Is there a reason why you go for so many resets into throw? Is it mainly for stun, meter build at the end of rounds? Are you that confident the opponent won't mash or get out of your pressure? Why do you go for so many resets?
Yeah, it's just kind of situational. Like to get in the opponent's head.
Okay.
I can sneak in some meter build, just annoy them.
I mean, does it work for the vast majority of your matches? Because I've only seen you play. I do watch a fair bit of your replays on CFN, but probably the better question would be, does it work as well in longer sets and tournament environment?
I think it just kind of depends.
Okay.
Yeah.
Honestly, sorry, were you saying something, Sevelei?
Oh no.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, I wanted to extend this question towards Drdannypham as well. Sometimes in these guaranteed punish situations, you go for, let's say, something cancelled into the Siberian Express. Is that also something that, you want to try here and there, or what is the philosophy behind that as well?
If my light kick is too far distance for close lariat, I'll generally mix up Siberian Express because I don't get guaranteed Oki. And then if they jump, that means they're looking for it next time. So I could not do it, and then it's just another mental stack over a long 1st to 10.
Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I feel if Zangief does not force that, if he does not make that into a real mix-up, then the dashing will not be deterred. You're not going to be deterred from dashing if you eat buttons into Lariat, right? You'll just dash in and get a big payout. So I think making it a mix-up is kind of more worthwhile for the Zangief than just taking the low damage, no Oki. But that's
Yeah, I completely agree with that as well. Now, we saw, Danny, we saw Sevelei use a V-Shift a number of times, but I do want to get an opinion from a Zangief specialist. How does V-Shift against Zangief feel to you? Is the character completely dead because of it, or have there been ways to work around it that people haven't shown us yet?
I'm not sure if the Japanese Geefs have fully utilized this, but overall, I think it is a nerf to Zangief specifically, because obviously it's like another matrix of guessing that you have to do. But you can go to training mode for all you Geef players out there, and you can literally reaction whiff grab into air SPD or normal SPD for V-Shift. It covers both. And if you're really good, you can also input your inputs so that you can grab both sides of jumps. I think you guys might have saw me, but I grabbed both options for both jumps, the way I buffer. And the way you buffer it, it's hard to explain, but the way you buffer it, you can also react to V-Shift, and almost on the entire cast, you can get almost EX SPD on the entire cast. And there's like a select couple characters where you have to do Light Punch, but then there is a guaranteed SPD punish on V-Shift if you do Whiff Grab.
Okay, that's pretty interesting. Now, continuing on with the topic of V-Shift, thank you very much for that insight on Zangief and V-Shift, Danny. Sevelei, how do you feel about V-Shift? Has that helped you kind of express your Lucia playstyle a lot more, or is it just helpful in terms of I can be more threatening with my EX DP on Wake Up? How do you feel about V-Shift?
I really like it. Can just sneak in a bunch of tricky just plays for opponent to look at. It's a little bit tougher now. Everyone has V-Shift counters, so you have to be really mindful against top level players.
Yeah, for sure.
Can't just throw it out.
What matchups have been made harder because V-Shift is a new thing now for Lucia? Has any matchup become more difficult because the opponent can just V-Shift out of your stuff, or has it not really been a problem for you and you have specific counters for those sort of things?
Yeah, not too much of a problem. For some reason, I have a harder time online with my V-Shift punishes when I'm right up next to them and baiting them with the grab to bait it out. For some reason, I have issues punishing it.
Okay, fair play.
Other than that, not really.
Fair play.
Is there a reason why you don't DP crosscuts when Drdannypham is kind of jumping out of the corner with a splash? Does her DP not autocorrect as well, or is it something that you just need to work more on?
Yeah, it's a big mistake by me. I think most of the time I was kind of preemptively shimming, and I would throw out the Stand Fierce, and he was already in the air, so I couldn't.
Yeah, we definitely noticed you kind of went autopilot in a couple of situations as you forward dashed and then you back dashed trying to get a throw bait, but I don't think you respected Danny's option in terms of holding up forward and then really changing the perspective of the game, because I do feel probably against the vast majority of characters or players you fight, this is only assumption, that they probably do fall for that shimmy, because again, I see Lucia do it, Karen do it, Cammy do it as well, but then again against characters like the big bodies, Abigail, Birdie, Alex to maybe some degree, and Zangief is just like, look, they're just gonna hold up and they're probably gonna counter you because you've already committed to the stand fierce. So if there's one area I'd say you need to like be more observant towards and probably not lose the game from that, it'll probably be when you feel you want to shimmy and you think the opponent's not gonna hold up here, and then they do, because again, it's all based on decisions at the end of the day with this game. So Veggey, you got any questions for the gents?
Yeah, I was still kind of like just thinking about that cross-up area, and I wanted just to add on that I guess that with a character like Zangief, it makes sense, because you are then, when he's teching, he doesn't really feel like it's such a high risk, because the other reward is to get the opponent cornered. I don't know if do you have like a thought strategy behind your jump outs, Drdannypham, or are you just like winging them, or are you thinking about how to let that jump not kind of like let that jump out be a safe option, if you know what I mean? Like, how do you make it so that you can do that jump out? Do you have any plan or just feeling it?
It depends on the character and the block strings they have, but generally speaking, if because I have no reversal since EXSVD got nerfed, so like no 3-frame, no anything. So the thought process is, generally speaking, if I block one move and jump out and they do 2 lights, I eat a light. And if they do an auto shimmy, I get a jump in and I get a corner switch. And if they do any type of shimmy, it's like pretty much an instant out. And yeah, and the risk of eating another normal is like kind of marginal. So yeah, the risk reward is I get a jump in plus corner and I'm out of corner, or I kind of eat another normal and I'm just like, well, I'm still in the same situation.
Okay, I mean, that's pretty interesting. Again, we learned a lot about this matchup. For a matchup that's slightly in Zangief's favor, we definitely learned a lot about you guys' playstyle, especially in its extended set. Specifically a matchup we're rarely going to see. Because, let's be honest here, we're probably never going to see this matchup again. We're probably never going to see this again.
Never.
Gotta go to Sea of Fin to look it up on the replays.
Listen, it was fantastic stuff regardless. Now, Danny, I do have to ask you, since you guys have played a fair bit, just if I was to ask you on the spot, what would you say Sevelei's biggest weaknesses as a player, if anything comes to mind? Something that he can work on in the future.
I'd say online anti-airs pretty weak. I got way more jumps than I think I should. I think if you get anti-air online more consistently, like I think that matchup would change quite a bit.
Okay, fair play. Sevelei, do you agree with Danny's assessment, or?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, cool. Now, let me
short and concise, baby.
let me ask you now. Since you've played him a long time as well, Sevelei, is there anything you feel like? What is Danny's biggest weakness to you outside of picking Zangief as a whole?
Oh, come on. Oh, come on.
Is there anything else you can kind of pick out that can help him improve and take him to that next level?
Just probably he techs a bit much. I feel like I can condition him to start teching a bit.
Yeah, because he took a lot of damage from you, especially your V-Trigger 1 burn kick follow-ups. Because it's just, especially in the corner as well. So I definitely felt you had like a whale of a time in the corner. It's like, oh, he's going to tech again, and I'm going to shimmy him and then lose. But again, Zangief's got an abundance of health to work with, so I don't think Danny was phased as much as probably a character with less than 1,000 vitality would be. So I like the fact that you both picked out very simple but very pivotal things in terms of improvement on one another. So it's always great to bring that out in our guests.
But if I could just add to that, because I think that teching a lot, when you have that jump out arc that Birdie and Zangief has, is not actually the worst idea, because you can kind of like get a feeling of when they want to punish your tech and you just jump out.
Okay.
Since you have the health, you can kind of make... I personally just tech on purpose to be able to jump out and get the corner at times. So I don't know if Danny also does that sometimes, but I feel like for characters like us, it's not as... When we're cornered, it's not as big of a deal, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, that's actually what happened to me. I started to get him to tech and started to feel myself, and they started jumping out.
Yes, exactly. It's big body privilege, because we have that short jump arc with the jump button that will connect, and you have to block it if you're not ready. So yeah.
Okay. Do you know what? It's actually a very good insight there. But yeah, Olvaha, you got any more questions for the gents?
Yeah, for Drdannypham, I wanted to extend the V-Shift question to you. Is Zangief's V-Shift has a very large pushback, even on block, the V-Shift break specifically. Is that something that you utilize in general, or do you just not see the worth it and you would rather use the V-Trigger instead?
Most of the time I'd rather do the V-Trigger, just because it's like the only horrifying thing that Zangief has. So unless I have like a fatty life lead, I'll use V-Shift just to secure the situation. But you know, if it's if you have V-Trigger 1, I mean, you're like a loaded gun, essentially. Preload it. Sometimes I'll just preload it and just walk. Like, I don't care if I get hit or not, because everyone's scared of the jab, and then I'll just take an entire like 2/3 screen space, and then I'll start playing slow again. So not just damage, I could just like completely bully someone into the screen.
Yeah, I mean, look, again,
Great point.
walking forward is still one of the most menacing things in this game, even if it is a cardboard cutout of Zangief, just someone walking behind it, just pushing the cardboard cutout forward. But
I mean, look at the walking animation. He's very intimidating.
Listen, it's how it goes. Now, Danny, we were talking about something before the stream went live in terms of competitive play in the CPT. I kind of wanted you to kind of elaborate on your thoughts, or basically summarize what you said before, but elaborate on your thoughts. You said something about the placements or how the online CPTs work. You care to share that with the class?
Yeah, I mean, I think when I watch Capcom Cup pre-COVID, I think it's very obvious that a vast majority of players are from Japan and Asia. And I just feel like there's two sides to it. Like, I see why they distribute the online CPTs the way they do, just because it shouldn't be locked to like player density of skill. But if we're talking about like who would actually be there as on like top skill, I think the overall distribution of, I guess, opportunity is kind of dispersed in misplaced situations, as opposed to, I think, a lot more opportunities should be in Asia. But the other side to that is more players get opportunity and more players get shine now. Like my boy Chris CCH is in, so super happy for him there. Rob's in, super happy for him. I mean, hopefully Brian gets in. I'd be super stoked. But yeah, man, if I were to make like my dream Capcom Cup, like pre-COVID when everyone was traveling, like a vast majority is not really from America, you know?
So you would essentially, like you said, would you hand over more spots to Europe as well, now that you bring on the topic, or would you just hand them over to, or give a lot more like ranking and premier events to the Asian region?
I'd have to look at the whole player list and kind of how the Capcom Cup is certainly like kind of distributed at this point. But for sure, if we were to do it based on like to see who the best of the best, it would not be where it's at right now, in my opinion.
Okay, no, honestly, it's a very interesting opinion, and I wanted you to bring that up because, again, that's I think a lot of people would definitely misunderstand that if you typed it on Twitter. That is definitely one of those misunderstood.
No way you're saying that on Twitter. And it's just like I mean, opportunity, chance for everyone is like super good, but I'm a fan of fighting games and skill cap in general. I like to see the top talent play against the top talent. And yeah, you know, regions aside and regional pride aside, like I just want to see the best of the best, like strictly skill. So yeah, and I don't believe that like the current online distribution represents that accurately, but I understand why it is the way it is right now.
Yeah, obviously it's no one's fault, and I honestly think it's a respectable alternative to, well, as to what's happened, because again, like even last year in 2020, like there was literally nothing going on, and Capcom was the only one that said, right, we will put on a tour and still provide entertainment for Street Fighter 5, and it went into 2021, it was a little bit more diverse and restricted to region lock stuff, and we got more opportunities, like you said. But Sevelei, I've got to ask you, because I think you did participate in one or two of the CPTs earlier this year. Are you not fussed about how a CPT's run, or do you like the mixture, or would you like there to be a mixture of offline and online events? Have you got any opinion on that at all?
I do like the mixture of offline and online for sure.
Okay, fair play.
Short and concise, baby. But can I follow up on that?
Yeah,
Sevelei?
please.
I love how like you just like that's my answer. Take it or leave it, baby. Anyway, but would you like direct qualifiers like now? If you could choose, let me present you with an option, and you could choose if it's good or bad. Let's say they were offline, the qualification worked like in regular season, and the online you qualified to a last chance qualifier where you were flown out. But let's say in that last chance qualifier, which had representations from the same regions as now, just not as many, because that would be just a mess for everyone. Let's say there were 20 players and top 4 of that LCQ would qualify. Do you think that is a better idea, or do you think it should be like direct qualifiers online and offline?
I kind of like what you brought up. I mean, now everything's a bit weird with, you know, COVID and everything, so it's kind of has to be online.
Yeah.
But, you know, offline is definitely where it's at.
I like it.
I like it. I love it. I love it.
Right, now.
Offline's where it's at, baby.
We are running out of time for our post-match interview phase because, again, I've learned a lot about your opinions on certain things as well as the matchup that we just saw transpire with you two. Now, I've got to hit you with the infamous questions I ask my guests all the time. Danny, if you could change one thing about Zangief, give something back, change something different, anything, remove Poison and Dowson from the game, what would you change to benefit Zangief?
Dude, I'm so lost with this character. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't even know how they would balance this character because, like, he's missing so many things, but at the same time, like, when you get EXSPD, you're freaking foaming at the mouth with opportunity, right? So it's like, dude, like it's like a really weird polarizing character, but I think he needs EXSPD reversal back from with grab invulnerability, and outside of that, I even as a Zangief main for 5-6 years now, I literally don't know what Capcom should do with this character because he's hard to balance. You know, he's so polarizing that, like, you know, if you give him too many things, he has too much opportunity to get in. But yeah, stand hard punch should not be that with punishable. That is absurd. Yeah, it's super crazy. Like I can't ever really throw it out. No reversals, and I don't know. It just feels like an awkward Street Fighter when someone can literally just bully Zangief in a corner, and I have to resort to hold up forward every time. You know, it's kind of crazy.
People were definitely confused about holding up forward as a legitimate option from the corner, but it is because it only should be limited to 1 or 2 characters in a fighting game. But when everybody can do it, then it does get a little bit awkward. Now, Sevelei, I've got to ask you, is there anything you would change about Lucia to make her stronger, or are you pretty much happy with how she works within the system and the tools that she currently has in Street Fighter V?
I like where she's at. I think what would be a good buff would be making her EX V skill run -2. It's pretty rough that it's just so unsafe.
I mean, it's a run.
Yeah, but like look at you. But look at like Urian and Cody.
Okay, I can see your argument because
fair point.
it's a chariot tackle and it's an EX zone. Are you saying you want the run to be a little bit more obnoxious because there's more obnoxious moves in the game?
Just a little bit. Make her DP a little better. I think I'm so much more confident DPing with like Ken and Ryu as opposed to Lucia. I'm kind of holding back a lot. Just because it's weird how it switches from side to side, and it's just
okay.
I don't know. It doesn't feel as smooth.
I don't know. Did you ever used to watch when Gamerby used to play Lucia?
I haven't, no.
Okay. Well, basically, when Lucia first came out and people were dabbing with Lucia, Gamerby stuck with her for a little while. Gamerby actually said the same thing. And I actually spoke to him in person about this, and he said, I'm not confident at times at doing her DP anti-air because I actually don't know where it's going to end up. That's what he said to me. So the fact that you're still playing the character down the line and that kind of fear or kind of hesitation is still there is very interesting. So I think that'd be a fair change. Having a little bit of an obnoxious run. I mean, at this point, listen. At this point, there's no holds barred, to be honest with you, because like there's so many EX moves that are far traveling. There's so many unpleasant moves in the game anyway. And even when the new V Skill 2s were introduced, a ton of them were like, "You really gave that character that V Skill 2?" It's like, well, whatever.
Like when Poison got that Oki V Skill for some weird reason, and then we were like, "We really gave that character Oki?"
But you know what? It's fantastic stuff, but that was very interesting. All right, gentlemen, I believe we are just about out of time. But once again, Danny, congratulations for winning the set. And Danny and Sevelei, thank you very much for participating, because that was a great set to watch. There are their social media outlets and their Twitches on the screen right now. If you want to give them a follow, please give them a follow. And again, if you are looking to play Lucia or you want to see some great Lucia gameplay, then hit up Sevelei, man, because he's got the tech, he's got the gimmicks, he's got everything that will make you very upset with his character. And I'm not going to sleep tonight because I'm actually going to sit there in my bed for about 4 hours thinking, Sevelei thinks Lucia is better than Alex. Like, I think that's an amazing statement.
As Ken.
Before Ken got buffed, but also for like the 4th time I've done this because the stream team never listened to me. I did say thank you to Chris T, but I'm going to say thank you, Chris T, once again for bringing these two on the stream because, again, this is a recommendation from Chris T and he does help us out a fair bit. Now, gentlemen, before we let you go so we can close out the show, Sevelei, have you got any final words for the viewers at home?
No, I just want to thank you guys for having me, and thanks to Chris for setting it up as well. Appreciate you guys.
Sweet. Danny, you got any final words?
Yeah, shout outs to my 2 favorite Chris's, Chris T for hitting me up about this, and Chris CCH, who's in Capcom Cup now. But he's not in Street Fighter League, which is very confusing to me.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, bring Chris CCH not to Street Fighter League. I don't know what's going on there.
Damn. Well, that is definitely a debate for another time. We run out of time here, and he said it right at the death. But gentlemen, that was fantastic talking to you guys, and I hope we can bring you back on, maybe against as a run back, or maybe against other people in the future. We will see.
I want that run back. Give me that run back.
Oh, yeah. So no, wait, hold on. I couldn't get an answer out of you for 2 hours, and the moment I say we gotta go, this is fantastic. All right, we might have another run back for the series locked in because it looks like Sevelei wants the run back against Drdannypham. Don't worry, we will keep in touch and we will definitely give you what
you don't want that work.
Oh my god, don't do this now.
Okay.
Don't do this now. All right. Gentlemen, when you are ready, feel free to leave the Discord call because myself, Veggey Olvaha have a show to close out. But I will be dropping a message on you guys on Twitter, thanking you guys once again. So yeah, I'd love to have you guys, or thank you for coming on. Love talking to you guys, and we'll speak to you again soon.
Later.
Damn.
Later.
Bye-bye.
Well,
Man of few words, but the words he speaks, they ring. They ring through the mountains, and the people hear it, and the hype comes, and that was a call out.
Dude, that was like a neuron activation. He was like, give me that run back.
I think he was salty this whole time. Sitting there with mad salt. It's like, oh. Darn it.
Like,
I've never met him in person, but I have been watching him for a while on CFN, and I do enjoy watching his Lucia. But again, we're asking him, and again, sometimes we've had people on the show that give us those one-word answers, those short, sweet sentences. And the moment I said we might have you back on, give me that run back. It's like, all right, now you're demanding. It's like, okay,
run back. When?
But you know, it's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting answers and just insight they gave us on the matchup and the player abilities in general, because again, they gave short and sweet answers. They said, Danny, you need to stop teching so much, and Sevelei, you need to work on your online anti-airs, and that is a very big deal, especially in a matchup we're never going to see again. Well, now we are going to see it again because
I hope so. This is like our second ISDD versus Jimmy, right? It's just not as historic, maybe, but we can make it a historic event because it was a great set. People enjoyed it. It was a lot of things happened, and it's always fun to watch people get SPD'd, I think, by Zangief, because he earns those SPDs.
He's a fan favorite for a reason.
Mika, unlike Abigail, Zangief works so hard for every SPD.
Inching forward with his slow walk speed. It's like coming to you slowly but steadily.
He doesn't listen. I'm telling you, you're just not. You're not gonna see. He doesn't work for his SPDs. He just does a random dash, and he gets SPDs all the qualifiers to the Capcom Cup.
If you can't react to Zangief dash, you cannot play a game in 2021.
Well, that sucks because if you pick Zangief, you can't qualify for the Capcom Cup. That will be happening early 2022. Ladies and gentlemen, do not forget the time is almost upon us. We are in December of 2021, but we are coming to the Capcom Cup finals where you'll see the final 32 players there, as well as Street Fighter League finals there. So do not forget, they still have yet to announce where it is going to be held, but it is among us here, so hopefully you look forward to that as well. Do not forget there is Street Fighter League Season 4 on the YouTube channel as well. Fantastic, there you go. An episode is released every Thursday with a Thanksgiving special of Rob TV, just basically reminding Luffy he needs to change characters, because that was that was something else. The banter between those two was fantastic, but what happened? Well, I'll let you find out when you go onto Capcom Fighters YouTube. But make sure you follow them on the following social media outlets there: the YouTube, the Facebook, the Twitch channel we're on right now, twitch.tv/Capcom Fighters. But I implore you, please follow them on Twitter. That is the best place. You get all the highlights of what happened over CPT. You'll get them alerting you as to when the next CPT is on, and they'll let you know when we're going to be on, which is every Monday as well. But yes, oh, damn it, I forgot about this as well. Do not forget, WSO Open, if you do find yourselves in the UK around this time of year, Friday the 17th of December, there will be the next WSO Open, which will be happening at the Red Bull Gaming Sphere in London. There is still plenty of spots available, so you can sign up now. And the tickets are $80, and they literally go towards the Matcherino prize pool on the site. There is the link below, matcherino.com/winner stays on. You can find more details about the competition there. We are playing on PS4, just to let you know, or should I say just in console. I don't know if they're going to have PS5s there, but as far as I'm aware, as what the website says, it says PlayStation 4. And do not forget as well, that is a day before the UK CPT. So you're actually going to be littered with UK SF5 action on console and for the CPT. So it's going to be pretty interesting. I am most likely going to go down to try out my... I'm dabbling with 2 new characters, so I might just go down to that WSO.
I saw one of them.
Which
try
ones?
Those characters.
Quickly.
I saw one of them.
Well,
which ones?
Well, I'm not telling you the other one. One of them... No, I'm not going to tell you both, actually. I'm just not going to tell you both. If you've seen them, you've seen them. You've seen them. Don't worry. So Veggey, you've seen them, but like, okay, I can't spill my beans yet, because if I do that... No, it's not Luke. I'm never going to play him. People know about my Rose now. Because I faced Crimson and almost beat him with Rose, people know about the Rose now. So that's...
In my heart, you beat him, so...
Well, I didn't. The results say different.
Well, you did in my heart, so...
It's whatever.
Really matter to me.
But, right. That is pretty much it from us once again. But, you closed out the show an impromptu closeout last time. And you left me. Olvaha left us for...
My ISP left me.
Giant, just look at that. Jammer's giant hand. Jammer's hand is as big as my head. Look. What is this?
That's why he's
a giant, and I'm a minion. I think Olvaha could close that. I just want to say my, since I got the close last time, like the personal closage. I just want to say my lines, because consistency is everything, and cringe becomes poetic once it's been consistently done forever. Like we have this one Prime Minister woman thing in Norway who has had crazy hair for 30 years, and now everyone's like, I respect that hair now because she never stopped. And actually, I don't know why I said Norway, because I'm from Croydon. I'm not from Norway, so it's a strange place to go. And don't forget, I'm your favorite Brit from there. And
he lied to you all for so long. But here's what's going to happen. I am not going to close out this show. It's going to be someone else.
Wow. Okay, that's way too close. All right. So my ISP provider left me last week, so I'm gonna close out the show today. That's very exciting. Veggey is the favorite Brit, but someone once told me that he's like, I sound Swedish to a T, so I can be your favorite Swede. And I'm closing out the show. We had Drdannypham and Sevelei today. It was a great set. You can catch it later on YouTube as well. And don't forget to follow us on Twitch, on Twitter, and we will see you again next Monday. So stay tuned. We have a great pair of fighters next week as well. As always, my name is Olvaha, and this was Capcom Fighters Sets.